That was a very hyper viewing. Sorry. I had a couple left. Had a couple left. What's up, guys? It's Pass the Gravy episode 434. Happy Gravy Day, guys, gals, and everyone else. We don't care what you identify as long as you're listening to Pass the Gravy podcast. You're part of the Gravy Gang at this point. But we got a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about. I think we're gonna talk about Pat's favorite quarterback right now. We're going to talk a little football like we always do. Maybe I had the worst gambling week ever, and we're going to talk about my PTG picks, see if I can bounce back this week. And then we're going to tell you guys what's not cool and answer your questions. But we always start the pod off in the pre-cum segment, the pre-comeback kids segment, where it's just, this is our turn to ask the questions and to get whatever we've had this week off our chest. Who wants to start us off?
I actually have one this week.
Oh,
all right.
So it's pretty quick.
Everybody's bringing something to the table.
I've noticed recently a lot of food places on their packaging, they always say X food gravy tech since 2001. I just think we should start doing that for ourselves. Like when I meet a new person, I'll be like, "Hey, Robert, since 1995."
I knew a guy that got a tattoo and it was like EST 1990 on his chest. I thought that was a really funny tattoo.
Or maybe I should be like 1994, because I guess I was around in 1994, but not born yet.
Isn't it weird that like I always think with the EST or like since whatever the year it is, like what is the time where like there should be a cutoff where it's like no, because it's a tradition since this long ago, you know, like. I always go back to Pat. Remember in high school, Abercrombie was like since 1892 or whatever it was. And it was like, that's a long ass fucking time. Like, that's old. Like, that makes sense. But like it's funny when somebody's like, since 2019. It's two?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't in this economy, that's forever, man.
Right. I mean, it is. And it's like, I'm not shitting on it, but it's just like, it doesn't have the same like feel to it.
It's
like,
forever,
since
but not
1940.
Long enough.
Yeah. It's like, we got to start, like, let's say like 1990. 1990 is a good cutoff. I don't know, since 2000 works too.
So me.
I mean, I don't know. It's funny sometimes when it's like a company and like on the back, like it's in their logo, but it's like since 2021. You're like, well, like, yeah, it's this year. So it's a brand new company. Like you don't really have a track record.
I think 2000 works because that's, 21 years now. And also anything that happened after or like it was established or anybody born after 9/11, I'll never take them seriously. If you weren't around for 9/11, then your opinion doesn't matter on anything to me.
At what point, like, are you like, and I'm sure your brain works this way too. And Robert, I don't know what year you go back to, but like 20 years ago is the 90s to me. Still, it will always be the 90s. Like, am I going to be 70 years old and be like, oh, 20 years ago? Well, in the 90s, we had grunge music. Like, am I going to still think that 20 years ago is the 90s? Or is there a point in time where we're going to eventually like get over that? Because I thought I would have gotten over that by now, but I don't. And like, I obviously
you never will
realize it after a second, but like my brain just immediately goes to the 90s. And you're like, 20 years ago.
Yeah, for me, it's 10 years ago. It's saying 10 years ago is the 90s for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things like.
Which is, why do our brains work that way? It's like, we were just so like.
Because that's when we were
like,
young.
That was when we were young. So you just go back to that nostalgia. And now we're like becoming the old people. So we're realizing that's what like our parents were like too when they were talking about the 70s.
Also, I think part of it for us too is like that was the last age without like super technology.
True.
Like we were the last kind of kids that like just didn't have all of this technology in our child. Like we had it. We still had video games and stuff like that. Like we didn't have cell phones. You still would just like ride your bike around the neighborhood to see if your friend was home. That kind of shit. Plus also this is also wild. We're closer to 2040 than we are 2000.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like,
whoa, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was watching that show Impeachment, which I have been talking about. Like but just the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton scandal, and it's just crazy. Like well, I can't get a hold of him. Did you try paging him? And it's like, motherfucker, like you could just like so much of this stuff would have been so much easier. Like I know the Home Alone joke is like that shit. It's not a movie. You're like, Mom, you forgot me. Okay, we're turning around. Like that would be the movie. It would be a very short film, and like that bit's been done by a bunch of people. But like it's just like when you watch something like it's like set back. Like when even The Sopranos, like just fucking text him. Just text him, Adriana. Text him. But it's like, no, obviously they couldn't do that at that time. It's just, man, that fucking sucked. Like, yeah, like, hey, is Pat home? No. I guess I gotta ride my bike through 3 neighborhoods to go back home or see if Robert's home. And can Robert come out and play? Robert's over at Pat's house. Where? I was just at Pat's house.
Dude, like
you would do so many miles without doing anything just to try and like I had a route, and it's like I had 2 friends when I lived in Atlanta. I had Mike and Mitch, I had Richard, and I had Chaz. And I would go to Mike and Mitch's house because they were closest to me. And then I would go to Richard's house because he was 3 doors down from them. And then Chaz was all the way around the opposite side of the neighborhood. And it was just like, okay, well, let me go. Like, you don't start at Chaz's house. Chaz's house is the last one. But if you go to Chaz's house and he's not there, you got to go all the way back around the neighborhood. And it was just like, I'm just trekking around all day and I want to just hang out with my friends and they're not here.
What was the original thing Robert said to get us here?
That we should start saying like, I'm Robert since 1995. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with that because basically you're saying like, hey, this is me. I was born this year, and then I could be like, that goes to my 9/11. Oh, you're born after 9/11. I'm not going to listen to anything you have to say. I don't know why that's my cutoff, but it is.
I actually like that idea, and I think that like maybe that's like the PTG like handshake like like
hey
the PTG.
Pat 1990.
Because it used to be like Gravy Gang, okay, but like now you just like I'm all down for Gravy Gang and doing the little ladle to people. By the way, shout out to Cody Creston and Ryan Humphreys. I went to the Sam Houston game and they were ladling it up. It was pretty cool, and it was also just like a blowout, so they were able to fuck around. But the ladle them up cats was really taken off, and I like that a lot. But let's like make that a thing. Dan Patrick, the sports host, not the politician, but the sports talk host, he on his radio show would always have people call in and be like, hey, what's up? It's Alex, 5'10", 145. And then they would ring the like boxing bell, like ding, like what you weigh in at when Michael Buffer reads your stats out. Like that is kind of what we should make our bit, where it's just like, what's up, Gen Z Zach, since like 2008 or whatever fucking Gen Z is born in. I don't know.
I mean, I definitely don't take anything that guy says seriously.
He's funny though, and I think a lot of people don't realize he's just trolling, and he's a great troll. He's a fantastic troll.
I just love that at least once a week I'm gonna like be scrolling through Twitter and be like, if I didn't know, I'd be like, God, this guy fucking hates Rod.
He's one of those guys where it's like, it's good he's on our side.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have that unit at our disposal if we need to.
Gravy Gang, it's a lawless bunch.
Right. And we love all of the Gravy Gang, but it's like, like I know Brett Brandon will go off on a bitch if we need him to. Not talking badly about women. I'm talking if I was like, Pat's being a bitch, go off on a bitch. He'd be like, okay. But he probably wouldn't because he doesn't go against the Gravy Gang on his own. Josh Tree, same way. Todd Voss, same way. But it's funny when like Zach will just stir up random other people. And then he just keeps going.
And you know what? You said Brett's name, and I saw he posted about this today too. So happy birthday, Marine Corps.
Happy birthday to the Marines.
The Marines, yeah. Guys, if you know a Marine,
do
something nice for them. Go out.
Veterans Day tomorrow.
Yeah, buy them a snack, get them some crayons. They'll really appreciate it.
Thank them for their service. They love it when you thank them for their service.
Yeah.
Every single time you like say a sentence, just like thank you for your service. By the way, also and thank you for your service.
And just hand them a crayon.
And hand them a crayon. Because they eat crayons, right? Isn't that the bit?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope one person on here like listens to this and like writes me like pissed off, like you didn't serve, you can't say it. I'm like, I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I mean, well, it's fine. Did. I don't want to. I mean, again, we're not heroes by any means, but Pat and I have done quite a few tours of Verdansk in our day.
Mm-hmm. I've lost a lot of good men out there. I've lost a lot of bad men too.
I lost myself a lot of times.
Yeah.
Verdansk. Yeah. So there you go. Also,
we did our
Call
part.
of Duty. Side note: New Call of Duty is pretty fucking sick if you play the campaign mode, World War II style. It's awesome. But it's since Alex, since 1989, I like that a lot. That's just when you're at the spooktacular, when you're saying, "Hey, what's up, dude? Good to see you." Be like, "Oh, Josh Tree." Since 86 is where I'm guessing Josh Tree is born, aged wise.
Around that.
Yeah. I just assume people that listen to us are my age. It's weird, and they're not. But I'm just like, you're probably like 30. No? Okay, never mind. I just assume Robert's 30, and I always forget that Robert's way younger than us.
Yeah, Robert's like 16 years old. That's what's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, Robert just got his driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
Robert got his first pubes last week.
He used to work for us. We couldn't even talk.
He was the first Gravy Tech kid.
He was still breastfeeding.
No, I never took, actually. I could never latch on.
You couldn't latch? He wasn't a latcher.
You pull a boob out in front of Robert and he's just like,
this has the vibes of a very weird podcast.
Oh, it's about to get a lot weirder. So I got a business idea. And this is
love it.
This will work with our Gravy Tech kids ideas.
All right.
So we connect senile old people. Like, I don't know if the homes that they're living in are going to do this or their actual family. Maybe they've got grandkids that they want to talk to, but the grandkids are shitheads and won't just FaceTime their grandparents. We have a service where you can hire kids to just talk to old people and say they're their grandkids because they won't know the fucking difference.
Dude, that's actually a really...
Yeah. And of course, we charge them, and then also...
It's fucked up a little bit, but like... Yeah, it would work.
We just got to trust the kids to not be... Or you know what? Maybe it's good for the kids, too, because then they could be like, hey, Grandpa, my birthday's coming up. Maybe you should send me a bike. And then maybe the senile old fucker does it. You get a bike out of it.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it. I think we have to work out some bugs.
There's a moral gray ground that we're operating in.
Right.
Actually, it's more so the kids. We just have to monitor the kids so that they don't rob the old people. But I think it'd be very good.
There's not like a predator type situation we're setting up.
Well, this whole thing is being monitored. No. They're never going to meet up.
It would have to be.
They're never going to meet up. It's just.
But it's like,
hey, I want to talk to
I want my grandson to call me. My grandson never calls. So you're like, hey, little like 5-year-old Bobby, you go give him a call. And he's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I like that. Or we just come up with a kid filter like Snapchat has, and just put that on Zoom, so it's just like you look like a kid.
It's me as a 5-year-old, but then like halfway through the conversation, I forget I'm 5 and I'm just slinging like fuck and cunt.
Or we just do.
Grandparents are like, this is the coolest child ever.
It would look like you would look like a Canadian, but we would just print out your face and then just cut the mouth part out and then just be like, hello, Grandpa, how are you? But it's like a picture of you as a 5-year-old.
I was a cute kid too. I don't know what happened.
And you would have to hope that your grandparents, this would be really bad. We would be picking on dementia people. This would not be.
Who said we're picking on them? We're making them feel good.
But for a price.
Oh yeah, like I said,
I feel bad on this.
It could be
we're
like
those people that are trying to steal money from old people.
No, we're not stealing their money. It's making them feel good when they're in their golden years and they don't know what the hell is going on, but they're just happy.
They'll pay us
like
money
I said,
for it.
Like I said, maybe the home that they're in
seems fraudulent.
The retirement community that they're in pays for this, and it's just like rolled into their rent. Like I said, it's a moral gray area.
We're still charging them for it, though.
Yeah, no, like we got to get paid. These kids don't work for free.
So we're paying the kids too.
Well, of course we're paying the kids.
Well, for kids, you got to pay them like a nickel a minute.
I don't know.
Not that much.
Maybe we pay them with a free bike that somebody happens to send them because they're senile. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
whatever
Robert,
they can earn.
Hold on. Now I'm concerned. Robert, you thought this whole time we were just going to use child labor and not pay them for it?
Well, you're saying it just seems like it's exploitation of the older people, because if we're in addition to paying the kids ourselves,
definitely seems that way.
The old people will also be giving stuff to the kids.
That's between them. We're not part of that. It's like an Amazon wish list.
this feels like a lot of companies, if you pitched it to them, would not buy into it.
Oh no! If I pitched this to Mark Cuban, he would kick me out and be like, I will never do business with anything you do because your brain is fucked up. But me and my best friend were sitting on the couch last night talking about this. We're like, we think we got something here.
No, I like the idea.
We both live in a moral gray area, so
I like where your head's at. I don't know if it would be a way to properly execute that idea without one, seeming like we're scamming old people, and two, like it just like kids and like sex shit, and I don't want it to like ever get even close to like those bad.
They're old and senile.
It's more of a moral charcoal area than gray.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't know if it would, I guess you would be you're good at gray areas though, aren't you? Most areas are gray to you, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm just different shades of gray. We got our heather gray, we got our charcoal gray.
I love that. You should do like like instead of a red alert, it's just like it's a gray alert. Gray alert. We're moving it to charcoal. Oh God. Oh shit's serious now.
All right. Meme idea. And it's Robert's threat levels, and it's just different shades of gray.
Yes. Josh Tree, get on that meme.
Yeah, I was about to say, Josh, get on.
We'll make that. I have been loving the no contact pasta gravy memes. Just like,
oh yeah. That's
so funny because then people are like, wait, what does it mean? And people have been like, I listened because I didn't know what the meme meant. It's like, good. It's working then. It's working. Speaking of shades of gray, Robert, I saw you went to Zoo Lights.
I did.
How was that? Was it kind of shitty because like they all looked the same?
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of shades of the same color. I'm like, what? This is my first time going too. I'm like, oh, I expected, I wanted to see the Christmas colors.
Do you think you might see the colors this time?
Nah, not this time.
Well, most Christmas Christmas lights are either white, gray, or not white, gray, white, green, and red. And green and red are the problem colors, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Occasionally,
I didn't think it all the way
icicle.
through.
Do you ever like, I'm not saying you're dumb for thinking this, but you ever just like, maybe today is the day? Because I feel like I would think that like, you're like, maybe I'll see colors today. Who knows? Like, do you ever just like think like, maybe this time I'll see a red light?
And yeah, I think that as I pass one,
as you run it.
Yeah.
Sorry, officer, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that red light. Mm-mm.
Could you get out of a ticket doing that? I think you bet. I bet you could.
No, because you still have to know the rules of the road and understand that, oh, the bottom one is the one I got to stop for.
What if
or
it's
top
a
one, whatever it is.
See, it's confusing, Pat. So maybe I could use the excuse.
You're like, dude, officer, I have trouble with colors. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was used to
Robert just
the
sits at every light until somebody honks.
I can't see race or color. And one's a blessing, one's a curse.
I have like vinyl stickers on my rear windshield. It says honk when the light is green. Can't see color.
That's dope. That's actually pretty dope.
Instead of like a baby on board.
Yeah.
It's just like colorblind person on board. You should really get a sticker like that.
It says caution.
It's like those people that like when they lose a lot of weight, and like that, like I don't know. It just feels like it's like a reality TV thing because I feel like people that lose a lot of weight, like there are people that go brag, like that's the defining quality in their life is that I lost a lot of weight and this is who I used to be and now this is who I am. And I'm not taking anything away because it's amazing if you do that, but like on Big Brother and stuff, when like somebody would go, like I remember there was a girl on Big Brother and she like had the surgery to like the
lap band.
Yeah, the lap band surgery. And she was like, I mean, it just changed my life and I'm a different person ever since then. And it was like that, like on Big Brother, you have to have like one thing. Like I would be like the radio guy. Alex does radio. And that's all he lives for is radio and radio and radio. And sometimes like they don't have anything really great. So like, yeah, well, you lost weight. Like go with that. Like Robert, you should really like just really bring up the colorblindness and like we're in a time where society just kind of like lets you do whatever. I think if you're like, well, I'm colorblind. Hello.
Like, hello.
I can go on any light.
Since 1995 and colorblind.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Let's start adding like a thing each week that we have. Alex, ADHD since 1989. Whatever ails you, who knows?
Pat
hungover.
1990, high blood pressure. I'm just assuming.
But that's kind of like a nice little icebreaker and like conversation starter. Now I know 2 things about Robert. Or
There
Pat.
you go.
I think we're going somewhere with this, guys. I mean, maybe we focus more on that and just like acting like we're martyrs for everything. Like act like you being colorblind is the most troubled life that anyone's ever lived.
Mm.
Like, yeah, Helen Keller had it bad, but was she colorblind? No, she was just blind. That seems worse. No, she was no. Robert knows the colors are out there. He just can't see them. She couldn't see anything.
Oh man, now I want a picture of Robert's face on an X-Files shirt, and it just says the colors are out there.
Somebody meme that. We're just gonna the rest of the show. We're just gonna somebody meme that.
Yeah,
and then somebody's gonna get through 5 minutes of this show and just turn it off.
Memes and shirts. That's all we do today.
Basically. Here's a weird thought that I had before we get back to Christmas stuff. But here's a weird thought I had is, do you think George Washington or like Ben Franklin or Thomas Jefferson ever had a slice of pizza?
No.
Right?
No. Pizza didn't come to America till like the 1900s.
Right. But like how wild is that?
Okay. Ben
like
Franklin did spend time in Europe though. He could have popped down to Italy.
I mean, I hope so. Cause like, can you imagine our founding fathers like never having a slice of pizza?
I can very easily imagine that.
That's pretty wild though, isn't it? I don't think you're realizing how crazy it is that like the people who signed the Declaration of Independence didn't have a slice of pizza.
I mean, it's not that crazy.
Like, what did they order in for the late nights? They stayed up drawing up this Constitution. Mutton?
I don't know what mutton is, but they ate it.
It's a lamb, right?
Oh yeah.
Mutton chops would be lamb chops. It's short for lamb chops.
They had salted beef and
cured meats.
Ben Franklin banged hookers. That's what they did.
He just ate hookers.
No, banged them. He didn't eat them.
Oh, you ate hookers for dinner sometimes. You got to eat a hooker box.
I was about to say he ate part of
them. Benny Franklin, the original box hunter.
He was all
Speaking of Christmas sweaters, we're going to put those back up in the store this week. So passthegreatmerch.com. We're going to get your PTG Christmas sweaters. We're going to work on a design for a new one too, but we've got some pretty sick ones that we've had in years past. So if you don't have a PTG Christmas sweater, go check those out. But I just thought it was kind of nuts that like the people that wrote the Constitution didn't have pizza.
I mean, it's hard to eat pizza with wooden teeth. So old Georgie's probably out right there.
His teeth were made of wool. All right, just you guys didn't think that was as crazy as I did, but I thought it was pretty wild. Shifting back to Christmas because we're talking about Robert seeing some Christmas lights. Pumpkin patches are very hot. Okay, I know that every year everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's fall! We should go out to the pumpkin patch and take pictures." I did that. I took the girls. I took Wheezy and Emma out. Had a great time. But like, white bitches fucking love pumpkin patches. We should do a Christmas version of pumpkin patches. And I don't know if watermelons grow in the winter, but like watermelons seem like a perfect candidate. They seem like a perfect candidate. They're green and red on the inside. Those are Christmas colors. Like, it seems like you could just stack up a shit ton of watermelons and be like, all right, girls, check it out. Went to the watermelon patch.
There is a major problem that you're ignoring, though. What is your plan to deal with Gallagher?
Oh, he smashes watermelons. I think maybe Gallagher is like a feature, or you have Gallagher like impressionists that just like smash a watermelon because that's what the dudes. Because a lot of times, like most dudes, I didn't hate going to the pumpkin patch, but like if you get dragged to it every year, I'm sure it gets like old. And like if you're there for 4 hours, I'm sure it gets old. But like if you also had a guy that was just smashing pumpkins at a pumpkin patch, you'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I'll watch this guy smash a pumpkin." Like I'm in. Like it's entertainment for everybody. Even if you don't, even the chicks, I think, would be like, "Wow, he's smashing a watermelon."
Well, I mean, I think that's for the dudes. Like, you're like, okay, we're going to the pumpkin patch Saturday. Fuck. But on the way out, you get to hit a pumpkin with a baseball bat. Every dude would be like, "I'll take that deal." Like every sort of fruit should have that deal. Like we're going apple picking on Saturday. Like, sweet, I have to do manual labor for 3 hours. Yeah, but on the way out, they're going to soft toss you apples and you get to just hit dingers with a baseball bat. You'd be like, all right, I'm back in.
But see, okay, so what you got to do here is where we make our money is like you charge like $10 a head to go in. You set up all the stuff where they can take pictures. You got the benches with some watermelons on it. We could like stack a tree. Like, I don't know, we would get somebody to like stack it to make it look like a Christmas tree or Christmas themed things. You have holly all around there. Obviously, you got some mistletoe. So it's like, hey, babe, right under the mistletoe. You know what that means? Go make out. Got to make out right now. Like, you got all, like, Christmas already has all kinds of other like festive decorations you could put up in a watermelon patch that would make it really like IG-able for white chicks, and not just white chicks, but white chicks we all know, like, they're the ones that were the biggest in the pumpkin patch craze. I think though, bless you, Emma, I think that there's a lot of money to be made where you get the $10, you get them in the door, but then it's another $5 if you want to take a smash at the watermelon.
See,
Like,
this all
you're
really
making the money.
This all goes back to the first thing you said, though. It's a summer fruit. They're not going to be on the vine in December.
Are we sure? Like, can we grow watermelons indoors?
Oh, I'm sure you could have hydroponic watermelons.
Figure it out, though. Not everybody's got to. I'm not saying it's going to be a trend that takes over everywhere. I mean, it probably will eventually when they see how successful ours is. But all you need is a little bit of land, get some watermelons. And by water, I mean a lot of watermelons, a truckload of watermelons. Bring them in from some tropical climate, set up all that shit. And I think there's a lot, like, you could have a watermelon seed spitting section where you try and see who can spit the watermelon seeds. Like, it's gonna be great. Kids would love it. Chicks would love it. Dudes would love it because you have people smashing watermelons. Like, I think there's a lot to be done there. I think there's a lot of money to be made there. And then also we have potato guns. We have just a watermelon gun where you could just we just make a giant potato gun that you can put the watermelon in. It's like, do you want to shoot it?
Yeah, watermelon cannon.
Shoot it. Yeah, watermelon cannon. Just shoot it at this wall. Done. Cool.
I think you're underestimating the overhead on this idea.
No, I'm not thinking about the overhead. All right.
You're not even estimating it. You can't overestimate it if you don't.
I'm not the money guy. I'm the idea guy. The money guy can figure that out.
I'm pretty sure the money guy is sitting there silently right now, and Robert is just like, no,
money-wise,
no, this isn't going to work. No,
we could just raise the prices based on things, and it'll be like Dave and Buster's, but just watermelon.
We'll already be paying the high price of trying to get watermelons from somewhere else, from another country that hasn't been seasoned. It's just too much.
Do watermelons grow in the winter? I'm pretty sure I already know.
I'm sure
answer,
they do.
but...
Like, you can get them year round, but like, it's not the season for them. Like, they can't just grow outside in New England in December.
What? Oh, dude, winter watermelon culture is only possible in warm, frost-free climates or heated greenhouses in cooler climates. We just got to build a greenhouse, boys. Just got to build ourselves a greenhouse. I think it's easy. We're done.
How big is this greenhouse going to be? We got to keep replenishing these watermelons because we're smashing.
You ever heard of watermelon seeds, dude? All we got to do is open up a watermelon. Oh, well, when we get one, we just plant them all. When they start growing, all you got to do is start spitting seeds all around.
And it's just until we've smashed every watermelon, then the patch is done. It's like 8 days.
But you got to get all it's got to be good for is through like a 2-month period.
Yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to be out of watermelons.
And then we spend the rest of the year growing watermelons.
We're going to have a 2-week business because in 2 weeks, we're going to have smashed every watermelon.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of Christmas tree patches are kind of the same thing. It's pumpkin patches, aren't they?
Yeah, we just, instead of smashing a thing, we tell guys, all right, you can chop down a tree. Sweet, I'm in.
Fuck. Hybrid idea. Christmas tree patch, but also with watermelons in it.
I thought you were going to say we're going to crossbreed watermelons with Christmas trees. Pine or melons.
Who says no? It's a festive decoration, and after the holidays, it's a nice treat.
I say no.
Well, y'all are all just haters right now, okay?
No, you're just...
I think it's a great idea, and...
You're like the scientists in Jurassic Park right now. You want so bad to do it, You want so bad to just do it because you can. You're not stopping to think if you should.
But like there were serious repercussions that came for what they did, whereas we would just have dead watermelons.
You don't know. Watermelon trees could be a problem.
No, I don't think so, dude.
I don't know. That's the
we
problem.
We just build it in a greenhouse. But also, I just want to go back to the fact that this is winter watermelon culture. So there's a whole culture of winter watermelons.
Yeah.
Winter Watermelonland instead of Wonderland. Perfect. Done. That's the name of it. Walking in a winter Watermelonland. Huh?
No.
Huh?
No. We're gonna go broke.
I give you these ideas.
Yeah, I have to be
spit in my face.
Great. No. If I let you run away with every idea, you would spend all the money we have for Gravy Tech and it would go belly up in 2 months. I got to be the one to rein this in.
I disagree.
You'd put all those little children out of work.
I would just sell the pistache trays that we still have, and we'd make our fortune right back, which are still for sale, and no one has bought any of them.
The problem is you would probably spend our last like $15,000 all on pistache trays going, we're just going to flip these real quick. Like, fuck, now we have no money to pay payroll. The children are starving, Alex. They can't feed their families.
I get not a money guy, okay? Just print more money.
That's why I'm here.
That's what the government does. The government does it. Just print more.
Gravy bucks.
We got to build a mint. We got to build our own mint. Yeah, it's like Shroot Bucks.
It's exactly like Shroot Bucks, except with watermelons instead of beets.
I'm gonna get some winter watermelons, and I'm gonna start a winter watermelon land. And you guys can buy into it, or you can hate on it. But when I make all that money, I'm rolling in the cash, and I'm like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales, just jumping into that coin-filled pool. I wish I hadn't mocked Alex's idea.
Alex is gonna buy 6 small out-of-season watermelons, put them on his patio, and just have a sign that says "White bitches this way for pictures."
Winter Watermelonland this way, but it's like a candy cane looking sign.
In his head, I know Alex is just picturing himself just counting stacks of cash.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely what I'm doing,
and just laughing like these people are idiots. They don't even know.
But then also you're like, we accept Bitcoin, and I don't know how I would accept Bitcoin, but we just say that, and then you get like the Bitcoin bros be like, all right, sick, babe, let's go.
Like in your head right now is the exact Homer Simpson meme of everybody's stupid except for me.
Yeah.
When in reality,
Dennis from Always Sunny in his car is like, you dumb bitch. When you guys are doubting it.
I haven't even begun to peak.
Just maybe this is an idea that you guys need to warm up to. And I think, it's
hard to warm up in December.
It's Texas.
I think you should have thought that Texas. Maybe this is an idea.
No, this is definitely an idea. It's definitely an idea. You can't take away my ideas.
Yes, but we can shoot them down.
You can, because you like to do that. It's like your favorite thing to do.
Makes me feel good.
We talked about glory holes a couple of weeks ago, ghost glory hole. And then I was watching football over the weekend, and somebody was talking about like dynasties in football and just dynasties in sports. They're talking about the Patriots, and light bulb moment was like, a dynasty is just another word for a glory hole.
The Yankees were a bunch of glory holes.
I don't.
So were the
this
Patriots.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because a glory hole is a dynasty, because that's a window of opportunity. It was like a hole that they won a bunch of titles in. The Blackhawks won like 3 in 5 years. That's a dynasty in the NHL, but that's a whole of that 5-year period, which is now very problematic because the Blackhawks are a scumbag organization, does scumbag things, and overlooks scumbag things that other scumbags in that organization did. So fuck the Blackhawks, and they're also appropriating Native American culture, which we're against on this podcast. So what I'm trying to say is fuck the Chicago Blackhawks, and also like a dynasty is a glory hole. Does it make any sense? Like your window that you win these things is the hole you're experiencing the glory in.
I get it now.
Makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
So start start being like, yeah, what is your favorite sports glory hole? And people would be like a stadium with a glory hole? No. Like your team that had a sports glory hole. Because mine was definitely like the 90s Yankees.
Heinz Field, stall 42.
People are gonna start like putting like specific. Oh no, dude! At the vet, the men's room, right up by the concourse over there. You're gonna love it.
The Porta Johns in the parking lot at Reliant Stadium.
You have to cut 2 holes into 2 different stalls and just hope they don't move them.
At least that way, it could be someone of the opposite sex on the other side. If you're just in a men's bathroom in a fucking sports stadium, there's a man on the other side of that glory hole.
Yeah. I always thought that was also like glory holes. We've already had a glory hole discussion like this month, but since we're on the topic still, it's like it's the men's room. I feel like more men are going to be in it than women.
Hey, actually,
that's just me using context clues here. Not that I care whatever you're into. We're not kink shaming.
Anyone can go anywhere.
I would say that the odds of it being a man on the other side of the stall in a men's room, it would probably favor that.
I mean, the people using glory holes are not worried about that fact, though.
They just don't want to see it. Yeah, I guess not. You really got to hate your hand.
Well, maybe they just want to be sucked off.
I guess so.
Knowing they know will do it.
Get a fleshlight. I don't know.
And they don't want to pay for a hooker. But they know there's a hole in the wall down at the fucking Love's gas station on the edge of town. And we're going to give this a go.
Hey, we don't kink shame here, but you do you.
It's dangerous.
You do you, guys and gals. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing I had. And then cucumber water is just another name for pickle juice.
Correct. Well, no, because the cucumber has to be pickled to become a pickle.
It's like unpickled juice.
No, because it's not unpickled. It's
not a pickle yet.
It's just not pickled.
Okay, well, some of these stick, some of them don't. I'm just running some ideas by, guys. I'm just running some ideas by you.
But yeah.
And then what else? We do the pumpkin spice prices right on the Rod Ryan show, where my good friend, he's called the Hype Man. I wish we could get him on the show, but he's very mysterious and he doesn't work at these hours. But he comes in and he reads like a weird pumpkin spice item, and the people have to play prices right with that. And this week it was pumpkin spice bonbons. And like I've heard my entire life, it's like, oh, well, I'm not just sitting on the couch eating bonbons. Or like even Michael in the office, like, oh, Jim, I want to sit home and eat bonbons. Like it's always like a term for like being like rich because you're rich enough to sit around eating bonbons, or just being lazy because that's all you do is sit around eating bonbons. But have you ever in your life ever once even had a bonbon or seen anybody just eating bonbons sitting around? Because it's never happened to me.
Nope. I'm actually, because I'm old enough to remember this happening on Married with Children. That's what Peggy did. Peggy sat on the couch and she ate bonbons. Was this around before Peggy? I feel like it had to be, because that's where like, or like, did her character start this whole stereotype? I'm pretty sure it was around before her. And that's kind of why she sat around eating bonbons, because it was just blatantly showing you how fucking lazy she was. But
she was keeping that house going, wasn't she?
No.
I just think we talk about like, we reference bonbons way too much for the amount of times that they are actually consumed.
Do people still reference bonbons though?
I've never heard of them until right now. I had no idea what they looked like until right now.
I think they're like little circles, but I honestly don't know.
They're just like chocolates, right?
I've kind of I've never known what was on the inside, but I thought they were like chocolate covered something in a ball shape.
Bonbons. So this is perfect for the pre-game segment. Bonbons are just like, or they're just Valentine's Day candy that you would get in the heart, but not on Valentine's Day. Right?
Makes
like,
sense.
Like where it's just like random chocolates and you're like, oh, this one has cherry in it. Like that's probably what a bonbon is.
is a sweet or small confection, especially in a small ball coated in chocolate. The word originated from the French language and simply means candy.
Bonbon.
The first reports of bonbons come from the 17th century, where they're made at French royal court. So bonbon just means candy?
So it is just Valentine's Day candy out of season.
Well, I mean, that just makes it candy.
Right.
There's no season for candy.
But I mean, there is seasons for candy. It's Halloween season, there's Valentine's season, then there's Christmas season.
There's always candy.
But I feel like they're just using that to like be like, well, it's not Valentine's Day candy, it's bonbons, and that's just like seasonal for candy.
Every day is season. There's no off season for candy. It's just candy.
Okay.
There might be like,
Fine.
heavy seasons, but it's not like, oh, this is the off season on candy. If you go down to Walmart, you can get it super fucking cheap right now. It's just like, no, it's just back to normal prices. They just hike it up at other times.
Feel like the amount of times I've heard bonbons be referred to has definitely outpaced the amount of times I've ever seen anybody have a bonbon. Is really the point that I was trying to make here with that.
I don't think anybody references them anymore. I think it's just in your head. Bonbons have not been talked about since like 2004.
We talked about in 2021.
Now by us.
So you're welcome, world. We brought him back.
This publicity is huge for the bonbon industry.
We're telling you guys to do a lot of things, but from now on, just be like, what are you, just sitting around eating bonbons? We're bringing it back. And it's like, yeah, I wish I was sitting around eating candy. That seems like a fun thing to do.
At least now I know if I'm ever stuck in France, I can ask for candy.
Bonbon. All right. Last thing I had for the pre-cum segment was a theory on the Loch Ness Monster. My Loch Ness Monster theory, guys, is that it's like my Loch Ness Monster theory for you, the listeners, the viewers, my co-hosts. The Loch Ness Monster is just a ghost of a dinosaur. That's why only sometimes people see it. And that's why they can't find it.
And maybe that lake wasn't there before, so it's actually just like a brontosaurus, and it's got all the legs and stuff, and all we're seeing is the top of it's like an iceberg. You're just seeing the tip. It goes
back to where, it got frozen to death in the great meteor shower strike that killed the dinosaurs or whatever it was. The Great Ice Age. They killed the dinosaurs, and it's just it lost its family there, and it's coming back looking in what is now the Loch Ness for its family. And that's why sometimes you see it.
It's super goddamn sad.
Maybe but would make sense, right?
I believe in Nessie.
But do you believe in Nessie as a ghost? Maybe.
I mean, and now I'm making it a possibility. I just believe in a giant monster that survived the Paleolithic era. Not area. Fuck.
Right, shut up, nerd. Quit using words like Paleolithic. We say Jurassic or Triassic on this. This is a Jurassic. Shut up. Shut up. And then is Bigfoot just like a gorilla's ghost? Harambe's ghost now?
No, Bigfoot's fucking real.
No, it's not.
Sasquatch.
Same thing.
Real.
As Bigfoot.
I saw a documentary about it when I was a kid, Harry and the Hendersons. It was very intriguing. Like, it really opened my eyes.
Well, we've had shows on hunting Sasquatch for years, and nobody's found them.
Well, so all the people that hunt them are fucking idiots. You're not going to outsmart one of the smartest creatures that this world has ever produced. With fucking Billy and JoJo over there. They ain't going to find them.
Well, they're also ghosts, so that would be another theory why they could be everywhere. And we can't ever, not everybody can see them.
No, they're just really smart. They're great hiders. Sasquatch, hide and go seek champ since dawn of time. Established dawn of time.
But really, I really wanted to just point out, I think the Loch Ness Monster is a ghost.
That would actually be a sick shirt. Just picture of Sasquatch. It says hide and go seek champ. Sure.
I feel like that's probably
been done.
Made.
Probably,
but if not,
but like
we got dibs.
Might even make a good Christmas sweater.
Might make a good Christmas sweater. Let's write that down in the remember file. We'll remember that. Right now, we'll remember who's back in the news this week on the Comeback Kid of the Week segment that's brought to us this week by Little M Shop. It is Christmas season. Maybe you want to get some early stocking stuffers. You want to knock that Christmas shopping out of the way. You want to be one of those insane people that's like, I did all my Christmas shopping for December. Like, all right, 1, you're a show off, and 2, way to make me feel bad. But there's people that want to get some Christmas shopping out of the way. And if you want to get if you got a work Christmas thing coming up and you just want to get everybody the same thing, you don't want to have to do the Yankee swap or anything like that with anybody. Just like, I'll just get a blanket gift to everybody. Here, I got you guys all air fresheners from Little M air fresheners. They'll be like, oh, these are great. Maybe you want to give them the dirty, clean little flip thing. Emma used ours, and I was about to take out some dishes. So I was like, wait. Is it dirty or clean? And it was dirty. So I realized that then I could put all the rest of my dishes in there. It's super cool. And it's like one of those things that you don't think about, but really helps you out a lot when you do use it. Like if you have a dishwasher that is magnetic, there's ones with magnets. If you have one that's not, they have the stick on Velcro. So you can just do that. It's working for everybody. They got t-shirts at littlemshop.com. They're awesome. They're super soft. They're like those pocket tees, but they just say stuff like main character, don't talk to me, just okay, always late, millennial, pretty smart, tired, and weird. They are unisex. They're super duper soft. I promise you will love them. They also have keychains. They have mirrors. They have stickers. They have all kinds of stuff for all the dudes and all the ladies. Go check them out, littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com. And if you use promo code PTG69 at checkout, you're going to get 10% off your order. PTG69 at checkout for 10% off your order at littlemshop.com. If you get anything from Little M Shop, let them know you heard about them on Pass the Gravy, at Little EM Tweets on Twitter, and at Little EM Shop on Instagram. littlemshop.com, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it's all 100% dope. The official sponsor of our Comeback Kid of the Week segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the Week. The Comeback Kid of the Week. Bitch.
All right. First Comeback Kid this week is saying it feels later because it gets dark earlier now.
Yeah,
I have caught myself doing that. Emma has said it to me. But everybody's also saying it, and it's one of those where it's like, this is gonna just happen for a month, I feel like, and then we just adjust, and it's just like this is life until it goes back, and it'll be like, it's so nice to have the sun out so late. Like that's the reverse. There'll be a Comeback Kid in 6 months or whenever the fuck we flip it back. But it's just funny because we play Xbox sometimes. We'll link up and play. We play on the box, at night, and we're I'm not gonna refer to
play
it as
with
the box.
We're
gonna hop on the box, bro. No, me and some friends, we go hard on the box, bro.
Together,
all of us. Sometimes 4 of us at a time. It's nuts. It's wild. We're shooting all over the place on Call of Duty.
Nuts and box.
We're all 4 nuts, and we're just playing on that box.
All right, sweater idea. Love the box, and it's just a Xbox. I love box.
We can't have 2 box.
Why not?
Themed Christmas.
Why not?
Sweaters.
Maybe we're just those guys, Alex.
All of their shirts refer to boxes.
By the way, shout out to whoever said I'm super loud. I'm sure that moment was fun for you.
Yeah, no, somebody just I'm a little behind the scenes. I was telling somebody, I can't remember who DM'd me, and I'm not looking it up right now, but somebody DM'd me was like, Pat is so fucking loud in every episode. And I was like, what do you mean? Like audio wise? Because I know there was a week, 2 weeks ago, my audio was low, Robert's audio was okay, and Pat's was just loud. And they were just like, no, you can just hear everything that's going on in the background of whatever he's doing. If he's itching his beard, I was like, I mean, I've never heard that all. I can definitely hear that. So maybe that's what they're talking about, but I don't know. I apologize if Pat's overly loud.
Yeah. Now you guys know
what
how
you need to do
every
to
one
fix
of my
that.
teachers ever felt. So
Yeah. So you're a teacher now, basically, is what we're saying. If you think Pat's loud. But yeah, just telling people like, dude, it does feel late. But when we'll be playing Xbox, I'm like, fuck, I gotta start getting ready for bed. And I look up and it's only 7 o'clock. No, I don't. I do not have to get ready for bed. It's funny to say as a joke now, and you're hearing it from people that it's not a joke too. So saying feels later is definitely a comeback kid this week. Another comeback kid is the PTG bump. We saved West Ham. Don't want to brag, but we took over West Ham that was fighting off relegation. And by took over West Ham, we became a West Ham podcast. And now we've morphed that into the Clear It Big Blue podcast with my buddy Mike Fish. So we do Clear It Big Blues days on Tuesday. We talk Giants and West Ham and just soccer and football in general. But we got West Ham from the relegation zone to staving off relegation. And now, not to brag, but West Ham is the third best team in the Premier League. Shout out to everybody that is following and watching games. And I love that now when I tweet that you guys are also, some of y'all are tweeting with specifically David Ruiz and Alex O. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. But it's cool that West Ham is good. You can go listen to me break down the West Liverpool this season. In the last calendar month, basically, they have beaten Man United, Manchester City, and Liverpool squads, and we're better than them.
Liverpool.
That's where the Beatles are from. Yes.
That's a really good Liverpool accent.
From Liverpool. It's just me being them from
Paul Rudd. It's Paul Rudd.
Yeah, no, it's exactly, and it's just
that's exactly what I was doing too.
Shut up, Paul. Ringo. Shut up, Ringo. But the PTG bump is a comeback kid because Sam Houston State, no big deal. We do have 2 PTG athletes, Ryan Humphreys, greatest holder in college football, and Cody Crest, greatest wide receiver in college football. We're just going to say that. And we're going to give away our equivalent of the Heisman. I don't know what we're going to call that yet, but we're going to give that away. And spoiler alert, it's going to be shared between Ryan Humphreys and Cody Crest this year. And pretty much any PTG athlete, we're just going to split it that many ways going forward. So that it's not really going to be great. We should probably give that out at the Spooktacular.
Yeah.
Mark that down, Robert. Remind me to do that. Just say hey, don't forget to tell Alex that he has to get an award for our sport for it's Ryan and Cody, but we won't tell him about it. We'll cut that part out. They won't know for our winner of the Pass the Gravy Footballer of the Year. Just think of a cool name for that, and that's what we'll do. The Little Nas X Memorial Achievement of Football Excellence.
I like that. That really rolls off the tongue too.
Yeah, I want it to be very wordy. So
it'll be a mouthful, babe.
It'll be a mouthful, whole mouthful. But the PTG bump is back because since we've sponsored our Pass the Gravy athletes, Sam Houston State has never lost a game. Yeah, they did come off an undefeated national title season, but they have the nation's longest Division I winning streak at 18 games. And as of Friday, they got promoted to the Football Bowl subdivision. So they're moving on up. They accepted an invitation to Conference USA, and that just probably means that Sam is going to be like North Texas in a couple of years. But
they're going to be better than North Texas.
But better.
Yeah, so thank God they're not in Texas states, which why? Why are they not in the same division? That's got to happen. That needs to happen.
It's all about the invites right now. The way college football is shaping, it's very possible they end up in the same thing. But right now, I think Sam wanted their first their first jump to FBS. It's fucking awesome. It's also I want to have Cody and Ryan on the playoff start for the FCS in a couple weeks. I'm gonna have Cody and Ryan back on the pod to talk about that. But I did text with Ryan ahead of going up there and Cody, and we're just kind of asking their thoughts. And I'm really interested to have you guys hear what they wanted to say. I don't want to spoil anything from a future interview, but from my perspective, it's cool that they will be, it's more money, it's more exposure, but also you're not Alabama. So it's not great. And
that puts Texas at 13 FBS schools now?
A bunch. Yeah. A bunch. And also Stephen F. Austin didn't get invited to the FBS. So fuck you.
Why would they?
Right. Because they're not good. But it's just cool that it's kind of cool that that's happened since Pass the Gravy sponsored them. I don't want to say we are the reason that they got promoted, but like there's stats to back it up if you wanted to make that argument. I'm not making that argument. I'm just saying that should
13.
somebody make the argument, it would be a pretty valid argument. So the PTG bump is a real thing. And I mean, we said Lil Nas X was going to have more number one hits. What happened? We bump up all of the things we get behind and sponsor and push and promote and get excited about. And I think the PTG bump is real. There's no denying it. And yeah, done.
Every time you say that, it makes me think of like if all the Gravy Gang was just like banging each other and spreading around shit, and we had our own STD called the Gravy Bump.
It's like Raider Rash.
Exactly.
For those of you that don't know, that was like what you got Raider Rash, which is like STDs from Texas Tech, which never really heard anybody having it in real life, but it was always
just what you called it.
Fun of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Longhorn lumps.
That would have been good. How come we never
Aggie AIDS. Take that. I take that back. That seems really mean. That seems mean. That seems mean. I don't mean that.
Sorry, I can't come out this afternoon. I got to go to the doctor and get some penicillin for Aggie AIDS.
Cut that part out. I apologize. Let's go Ags. Whoop. That's what they say, right? Okay.
Whoop warts.
Whoop warts. I like that. That's better. Whoop warts. Gigamoria.
Gigaria.
Gigaria.
I like that.
Is better. It also sounds like a Mexican dish as well.
Not really, no.
No, I had the chimichanga with the side of gigaria and some refried beans.
I don't think anybody's ever going to order gigaria. If anything, it sounds just like a shitty knockoff like margarita at some place in fucking College Station.
And it's like a maroon margarita.
Which I drink that.
If it was called a gigarita?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to think of a STD name after the Yell Eaters, but nobody will fuck those guys.
I didn't say that. Pat said that if you want to send your 12th man mean tweets to Pat at not Pat Dion. All right. Our next comeback kid is Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers was a comeback kid last week. But then some shit went down on Friday that I feel like we have to like talk about because that's all that any sports station talked about all fucking weekend. And I was fucking sick of it. I was so fucking sick of it as I'm now talking about it. What is based is biased?
No, based is just like, you know how people will say like you're woke when you're just like, I don't really necessarily want to say this.
I see it everywhere. I don't know what it means.
It's like super liberal when you're woke and everything. Base is just like kind of the libertarian counterpart of that is the way I've seen it used. Just like fuck everything, dude. We're fine.
I think I
just
understand it better, but not all the way.
I don't know.
I was really hoping as fact.
I was really hoping you weren't going to ask any questions when I said it.
Well, don't say things you don't want me to ask questions about.
It's like similar to woke, but it's the other side of the coin to woke, I think. Kinda. Gen Z Zach, let us know.
Yeah, Gen Z, let us know, buddy. But Aaron Rodgers is back because I don't know if you guys heard this, but he's like the worst thing to ever happen to football. Where like there's never been any sort of scandal, any sort of horrific event that has come from a football player that is as bad as Aaron Rodgers going on a show and talking about his thoughts on a vaccine, spreading blatant misinformation. And he also mentioned Joe Rogan's name. So how dare him?
How dare he? How dare he
vaccinated.
not take something that he's allergic to one of the ingredients?
This is a 100%
try and find an alternate treatment.
This is a 100% vaxxed podcast, but like everybody was so hard against Aaron Rodgers and just like, I went the other way. So I'm such a hardcore Aaron Rodgers fan right now. Like I hope Aaron Rodgers.
Me too.
I know you're a Packers fan, but like I hope the Packers throw 1 billion touchdowns. I hope he throws 700 yards against the Seahawks this weekend and just fucking wins MVP again and just whips his dick out and is like, I don't even want it. Fuck y'all.
No, I hope what he does is he gets a rushing touchdown, does his belt celebration, and then does like a fake cough.
No, he should do a jab celebration.
I think the cough is better.
He should put a mask on as his celebration.
Just his teammates come over to him. He's like, no, 6 feet.
Oh, that would be really funny. That would be pretty funny. But so like today they fined the Packers $300,000 and Aaron Rodgers a bunch of money too. But like, I mean, they're a football organization, so that didn't really hurt him. And then I don't like naming publications that I just think are just trolls. Like, I mean, Vice is kind of that way, but like if you buy into like troll, like getting mad at what Vice does, like you find like that's their game. So like I like reading the Vice articles, or not the articles, just seeing the headlines and then scrolling down on Facebook and just reading all the comments about people that obviously didn't read the article either, because I didn't. But it's a sports, used to be a sports site, and it rhymes with Schmedschman and begins with a D. And just like ever since Aaron Rodgers talked on the Pat McAfee show, he has been every other headline of theirs. It's just like, Aaron Rodgers ruined the game of football. I was like, all right, well, I don't think that's true at all. Don't think that the MVP going on an interview is ruining football. And then also ESPN just was running with it on how terrible he is and how he lied to reporters. He lied to us. He lied to everybody. He lied to his teammates. No, you didn't watch the Pat McAfee interview. I sat down for 48 minutes of my Friday afternoon and made sure I watched all of it, because I wanted to be able to have a conversation with anybody. And it's very easy to have a conversation and realize that most people you're having that conversation with, not that you have to do that, but if you want to get that angry at Aaron Rodgers and you didn't watch the whole interview, I don't respect your point as much. I don't respect your point as much, because I think he brought up a lot of good points, and I am not anti-vax. I don't think he's anti-vax. This is a 100% vaccinated podcast, but just like,
I'm twice as vaxxed as Alex.
Well, I got Johnson and Johnson, so that's 2.
Yeah, but I got it twice.
Well, I got Johnson and Johnson, so that's why I only needed 1. It was the strongest 2. And I got like all of them too. I'm sure there's studies out there, but I don't have them in front of me. That's my way to get around back. I'm sure there's studies saying that and proving what I'm saying wrong, but I'm not looking at them. So this is what I think right now. Am I going to look it up? No, I'm not going to do my own research at all. I'm just going to go with what I think right now.
Just going to trust my beliefs.
Aaron Rodgers brought up some points where he thought that it was more of like a shaming culture, and how he is testing every single day, where if you're vaccinated, you only have to test every 10 days or every 2 weeks. And he was like, so that means that I'm 100% good every time I know that I have a negative test. Whereas there are people that are walking around not having to get tested. And it's like, that does he's got a point. Maybe we should just test everybody every day to see if they have COVID. Like, that seems like the safest route, doesn't it? That's what they did last year. It seems like the safest possible route. I'm not trying to go into a hardcore vaccine talk or anything, but just they're like my big Aaron Rodgers back is like, the hate for Aaron Rodgers, and just the like I understand, like, you can disagree with his opinions, you can do all this shit, but just like to act like what he did was like murdering somebody.
Well, I mean, there is no.
Well, he could cost people's lives. He's affecting other people's safety. Okay, all right. But to act like he went and just stabbed somebody in the chest, to act like it's that bad, like, shut up. And then ESPN to run another network, like an interview from another place, not ESPN, nonstop for 48 hours. Just like, we're going to show you from the Pat McAfee show. It's like awesome exposure for Pat McAfee. Shout out to Pat McAfee. But then I just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck. Like, I don't care that y'all care that much about, like, just shut up.
There is no talking.
None of it was football related.
Themselves off more than journalists, though. That's what it is they think they are the greatest profession on the planet, and they are the last bastion of hope for all of us stupid people, and they're going to bring us all of the news, and they know what they're doing. Reporters just jack themselves off constantly. Like, they are in the worst echo chamber of echo chambers for any profession. So if you do something that they deem wrong, they're just going to flip the fuck out, whereas every normal person is like, I mean, yeah, I probably should have done that. But, you know, but like, everything's been cool so far, so But he was in a room with us and he didn't have his mask on.
He lied to us.
I'm in rooms like that every single fucking day. But I got my vax, so I'm good. Like, I trust that I'll be okay. Well, he lied about it. He set a bad example. Nobody would have known if you guys didn't blow this out of proportion. Stop jacking yourselves off.
Pat, but he lied to them. He lied to them. They asked. No, did you just not ask a follow-up question because you're maybe not as good of a journalist as you pretend to be online?
And if you were to tell them that, they would think that you're just attacking the media and you're a right-wing Trumpster and you're a piece of shit.
See, and that's honestly like, that's something that we would have thought up as like a comeback, like Pass the Gravy would have thought up as like, see, this argument, you can always just come back at him and accuse him of this. And like, they're really serious about it though.
Maybe it's just like every other profession where a lot of them are good at it, but there's also a loud minority of them that are really shitty at their fucking jobs, but they've gotten to a prominent area so that they have a platform, and that's the ones that we hear.
Yeah, no, that's all. But it's like he said, I've been immunized. That means all you got to do is ask the follow-up question, like, against COVID-19.
You got the vaccine for it?
He's got to answer that question then. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when he says that, we assume that's what he meant. I was like, well, you know what happens when you make assumptions? My coach in football, shout out to Don Clayton. When you make assumptions, you make an ass out of you and me. So maybe quit making an ass out of people, including yourself. Maybe just ask the follow-up questions. Ask the right questions. Don't be bad at what you do. Your job is to ask questions. Ask more questions when you have questions from the questions you just asked. Don't wait 3 months later and then be like, I feel like I was betrayed and lied to and blah, 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 blah. They didn't tell his teammates. His teammates didn't know. It's like, no.
Then, bro, you cover sports. Calm the fuck down.
But they acted like he didn't, like, he just hid it from everybody in the locker room. And he was like, no, the ownership knew. The league obviously knew. His teammates knew. And his coaches knew.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing.
Those are the people that really matter.
Alan Lazard, fellow Packer, got dinged for all the same shit, and nobody's bringing his name up, though. Like, well, Aaron was more prominent. So it's a name that people know, so you can just gain sympathy for yourself by saying his name. You're not even bringing up Alan Lazard. Wonder why you would do that.
Before we move on, I just have one idea that I think the Packers could do to just blow everybody's mind and really just break everybody's brains this week. I mean, we like Blake Bortles. Maybe release Blake Bortles and sign Colin Kaepernick.
No.
They should sign Colin Kaepernick and have Kaepernick and Aaron Rodgers on the same team. No, but sign Colin Kaepernick, have Kaepernick and Rodgers on the same team, and then it's like, do we hate the Packers or do we like the Packers now? I don't know. Yin and yang. Yang and yang it.
I mean, we love the Packers. We've got the boat, right, and we've got Aaron.
Right, but if you had Colin Kaepernick, how does the media spin that?
They would turn on him.
But something to think about.
They would turn on him for accepting a role with such a terrible organization.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Wait, is the Packers sponsored
Sign Odell and Colin Kaepernick.
Do the Packers use Nike or are they Reebok? Or is it all one thing for the NFL?
I think everybody uses Nike.
Okay. I was going to say, because Cap probably can't sign with you if you're not Nike. That'd be my guess. I don't know. I think we've covered that, though.
But that would just be funny to have him in for a workout.
That was
I don't know. I was just so fed up with the Aaron Rodgers shit. And I was like, I don't even agree with him on 100% of what he said. I'm just hoping he lights up
Just sports
Everybody
reporters
plays
are
the
the
rest of
biggest
the season.
douchebags on the planet. They really
I just,
are.
but at this point now, I just want to see him make more people mad. So like, go off, King. Go off.
MVP.
I don't want him to talk more vax stuff. I'm not talking about that. I just hope on the field he just throws a bunch of tutties and dominates until the Giants win out, and then they play the Giants in the playoffs, and the Giants.
He better be able to play this week because Russ is back.
Yeah,
supposedly
he'll be able to play. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers is a comeback kid this week, and then also Satan is back.
Hail Satan!
Satan is a comeback kid this week because there was a tragedy. We're not making light of a tragedy at all, but there's always like out of everything on the internet at this point, there comes like a weird offset. Like the people that just think Aaron Rodgers broke football and ruined football. There's people that said that the Travis Scott Astro World Festival tragedy, which if you've been living under a rock, there was he had his festival. He has had, this was his second time having it, and there was way too many people in the crowd, and people got trampled, and 8 people died. And like I woke up Saturday morning, like Saturday, like 2 a.m. I fell asleep on the couch, and like just on Twitter, that was what was trending. And I thought there had been a shooting. I was like, what happened? I didn't say shooting anywhere. People then were like saying like there were like drugs that could have been bad. And then it just was like, no, people were trampled to death. Like there were people that suffered heart attacks from like they were just being trampled. There were people that were like crushed to death and shit like that. Like terrible shit. So out of that comes the fact that then people were like, oh, well, that was because Travis Scott was like, there was a satanic sacrifice that he was trying to do at Astro World Festival. And I was like, because usually it's like exactly 8 people is who are sacrificed for things like that. And then they were looking at his like his logo for the festival was like his mouth that was open. You could walk through that. And they're like, well, if you look back in Gideon's 4820, you can see there's this picture of a demon that kind of looks like Travis Scott's face right there. And then see how many triangles are here in this flyer for the show. Do you see how many are there? That obviously Illuminati. These are demons. He's trying to open a portal to hell that's causing this. They're sacrificing people. This was a sacrificial thing. This was all planned out on Travis Scott's part. And it was just like, so it's what? Like I still don't wrap my head around all of the theories that they have about that shit, but it's like, you saw a tragedy happen and your first thought was satanic ritual.
Well, conspiracy theorists always look for the dumbest possible explanation. Actually, sorry, let me rephrase that, because they never choose one that's possible. They just look for the dumbest explanation that they can wrap around a conspiracy, because they think that there's a small group of people actually running the fucking world. And blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you're a fucking idiot. Like, okay, you don't want to trust the government? I'm with you on that. Because they're lizard people? Fuck, you lost me. Like, god damn it. Like, why is there still so many
the government
stupid people?
Is made of Ninja Turtles?
No, I think they're made of. See, I think it always boils down to this thing. I think the government is just people that have figured out how to exploit everything for their own benefit, and they're pieces of shit that don't care that they're exploiting people. Just like Travis Scott was exploiting people and didn't give a shit about them because he's a shitty person. There's a lot. People don't want to think about how many shitty people are out there. There's a lot of really good people. I don't want to weigh
in on like my. But there's a lot of shitty stuff because I like everybody was so quick to want to blame somebody right away. And it was like, I don't know all of the facts, so none of us do at this point. And like, I don't know if Travis really like. There were people that were like, well, they told him. There was somebody screaming. I was like, well, I don't know, because a lot of times you can't see past like the front row if you have lights all on you and shit like that. I don't like. Were you on something?
Of people filming backstage, and you could see plenty of fucking people.
But were you fucked up on stage? Because you're fucked up on stage. You're probably not like, maybe you don't get the context clues. Maybe you don't get like.
But somebody should have found out what was going on and be like, dude, cut the music. Like, stop. We gotta. And not to mention that that many times he's encouraged people to break into his festival and like overpack it and all this shit. Like, he's complicit. He's 100% complicit in this. Yeah. He's like scrubbed his Twitter and shit of like all of his former mentions of like saying pack the show and blah, blah, and like sneaking.
Well, he's also getting sued. So that's probably like a legal team being like, yeah, dude, we got to clean it up.
Oh, of course. I mean, he's complicit. Whether, if you want to even say the night of, he had no idea anything was going on. Okay. but his actions caused what happened. Like him telling people to sneak in however you can, and then they bum rush that gate and they overpack the place. There was too many people. He's complicit, one way or the other. Now, nothing's going to happen to him outside of having to pay.
I mean, I just don't. What I'm saying, like, I don't know who's like. I don't think Travis Scott is the sole.
I don't think he's the
I think a lot of things were. But that was like the next day, well, we need answers, and it's like, okay, yeah, I agree.
But it's going to take time.
We need the right answers. We don't need to just like angry torch mob go up and just try and take down everybody that gets in that you point a finger at. But really, like I didn't want that to even become like what we discussed. It was just like the fact that you can look at a tragedy like that to happen and talk, like, then turn into it being a satanic ritual and like
stupid people
look at
everywhere.
like they spent so much time just like looking at flyers trying to make up like this kind of looks like a demon face in the background there, and it's like, well, I mean, maybe. I mean,
it's the same entrance that he used 2 years ago. He didn't say anything about it then.
Well, they didn't know about it then.
Yeah, it's just astounding how many stupid people are still out there.
But Satan is back in a big way. I mean, I thought Lil Nas X was down there keeping him company. I thought that, I thought that there didn't need to be any more satanic rituals this year. I thought that, he had lap dances from our king Lil Nas X, and that was what was going to get him through the year. Apparently, Satan's back and he's fucking up festivals now, according to the internet. So fun theories. There were some very dark memes that came out about this, but the best one was mocking the satanic ritual theory, and it was like it was like somebody looking at a Taco Bell packet, and it was like, this is the way or whatever, and then he had that behind him on the screen at one point, and it was like, see, obviously it was Diablo sauce. He's trying to bring up Diablo. It's clear as day. It's as clear as day. Taco Bell and Travis Scott are working with Satan to bring back Diablo.
Taco Bell would never work with Satan.
Taco Bell would never work with Satan.
You know who would?
Lil Nas X.
Oh, I was going to say Chili's. Oh, no, sorry, Applebee's.
Applebee's would definitely work with Satan.
Applebee's, not Chili's. Sorry, I said that backwards.
By the way, it's cool if Lil Nas X works with Satan, not if other people do, though.
Yeah.
We give him a pass because he's cool.
Yeah.
But if anybody else, like Applebee's would be like, in hell, all you eat is Applebee's.
Applebee's would work for Satan. There's a difference.
My cousin had never had a triple dipper this weekend, and I was like, "Oh, you ain't had a triple dip, bro?"
No trip dip?
So I ordered trip dips, and yeah, he's on board. He was like, "Wait, you mean we can get sliders and wings?" And I was like, "And one more thing." He really didn't get the concept. There was like, it's a triple dipper. You pick 3 things.
Your cousin sounds kind of stupid.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's stupid. It was just, I sprung on.
You also didn't deny it.
You never had a triple dipper. And he was like, what is a triple dipper? And I was like, explain. And I was like, no, you're not done with 2. He's like, okay, well, I just want those. I was like, no, you pick a third one.
You can pick one of them again.
Triple means 3. And then don't even get me started on the sauces. You get to pick 3 of those too to dip them in. But he had his trip dip and was like, yeah, team trip dip. And I was like, dude, everybody's team trip dip once they've had one. It's the greatest meal ever. So shout out to Chili's. Please sponsor the fucking podcast. Come on.
Yeah.
Sponsor the fucking pod. But Satan's back, and Chili's would never deal with Satan. Okay. Chili's is just not like that. Our next comeback kid is the Raiders releasing a player because of conduct / character issues. Because they released what was his name? Damon Arnett. I was close for just trying to find from the hip.
You gave
Desmond Arnaud.
You gave the dad pronunciation of his name.
Yeah, what was his name on our fantasy team that I don't check that you?
Desmond Arnaud.
Desmond Arnaud. Is that him? Yeah, change him. I think he's out this week. They're on a bye. Like, no, Dad, they had a bye last week. I'll put him. Okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, it was Damon Arnett. He was waving a gun around on a TikTok, and there had been a fan that was talking shit to him on Twitter. So he was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'll fucking end your life. You don't want to come at me like this, bro. And was waving a gun around the whole time. And then the Raiders were like, yeah, do you not understand what we're going through right now with some PR issues? You can't fucking do this. You're out. And they cut him. And that made me wonder, do you think the guy that was talking shit to him on Twitter is way more scared now? Because I know I would be.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anybody he's got to answer to now.
But he has to try and get a job.
But I don't know. Maybe he's just like, maybe he's so mad because what you said ended up leading to him doing what he did that got him fired / released. So he's like, fuck this dude. Like, I would be really nervous if I was that guy.
I honestly, I
would definitely stop talking shit to him. I kind of feel bad for the Raiders right now.
Like, first, the whole shit comes out with Gruden. You got to fire your head coach, who debatable whether or not, they were turning into something good, but the team was better than what they had been in the past before he got there. Definitely. They might not have been great, but that happened. Then Henry Ruggs happens, and you got to cut him.
That was
and then, like 5 days later, this happened. Henry Ruggs and this guy were their 2 first-round picks from like 2 years ago. Like, they finally had a job where they got 2 first-round picks. They get these guys with all this upside, and then they're complete fucking morons.
And
never thought I'd say this. I kind of feel bad for Mark Davis. Guy can't catch a break right now.
I mean, I said this last week about the Henry Ruggs situation, and it was just like it's horrible. I mean, I can't stop thinking. Obviously, thoughts and prayers out to the victim and her family and the dog that was in the car that they just leave out in a lot of these stories. But that was fucking horrible what happened. And I was like, having said that, it would be awful if the Raiders were, all mixed up and their, the locker room was a little bit in shambles and they didn't show up and lost to the Giants. It'd be a real shame if that happened, and that did happen. So called that is what I wanted to say on that. And then also I hope the best for the Raiders for the remainder of the season. I didn't mean anything negative towards the Raiders. I hope that they play well now. And also that then we look back at the Giants beat the Raiders. So Giants, good team.
Good team.
I have convinced myself that the Giants can win out and make the playoffs. Which is very dangerous.
I would love to see that happen because I need Cowboys to keep losing.
Very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing for Alex to be doing. Yeah. I had one of the best Sundays I've ever had in my entire life where West Ham upset Liverpool. And West Ham scored what ended up being the game-winning goal to go up 3-1 as the Giants were in the first quarter. So I was losing my shit on one end and then be like, maybe the Giants fuck around and win this game. And then they did. So it was just it's been a great week, boys. It's been a great week for me personally, teams wise. And I didn't want to text you about that because I was like, I know you were watching Love and the Packers, and I was like, I'm not shitting on your team, but I was very, very happy.
You can always text me when you're happy about your team, bud.
I didn't want you to feel down, so I was like,
no, hey, I mean, I was gonna be down one way or the other. I knew what was going on.
But they covered. Packers covered.
Hey, good teams win, great teams cover. They got that cover for me. I was happy about it.
I bet them too to cover as well. So shout out to me for tailing you because I knew Pat knew what he was talking about. But yeah. So that was a fucking awesome Sunday. And I mean, the Raiders it's got to suck to be a Raiders fan right now. You're like, can we just get one thing going well that we don't fuck up? Can everybody just get an Uber and not threaten to murder anybody or send problematic emails? Can we just those seem like 3 things, get a designated driver, don't threaten to kill anybody that talks shit to you on Twitter, and don't send racist or homophobic emails.
Pretty simple rules to live by, guys. Shouldn't be hard to follow.
That's actually the rule that I gave you guys when I brought you along for Pass the Gravy, and you guys follow it pretty flawlessly every week. Please stop threatening to kill a listener that talks shit. Don't do that. Don't drink and drive. I don't threaten to kill anyone. I just tell them to go fuck themselves. Which is different. That's allowable. That's just banter, not threats. And then also, please don't send racist or homophobic emails on the Pass the Gravy email service, which we don't have. So nailed that one too. So shout out to all of us for not being John Gruden, Henry Ruggs, or Desmond Arnaud, which I know it's not Desmond. I'm going to call him Desmond Arnaud. It's Damon
Oh,
Arnett.
yeah. No, his name is forever Desmond Arnaud now. We should actually start tweeting at him. Well, you won't because you're afraid of him, but I'll be like, hey, Desmond.
I'm not.
We're really supporting you. Desmond Arnaud, we got your back.
That's why the people talk shit to OJ Simpson on Twitter. It's like, you guys know his history, right?
Yeah, but the chances that he does it again.
He technically did do it again right after he did it once. It was a double murder, dude.
Allegedly.
I just started listening to this podcast and all they did was make murder jokes.
You said at the beginning, this was going to be a goofy episode.
It was going to be a weird one, but hey, we're just talking about what I think
people
are thinking about, sort of. Just guys being dudes, just goofing around. Hey, men at work, all right? There's men at work here, guys. All right?
Just talking about man stuff, murder and conspiracies.
Yeah. And vaccines.
STDs.
And Satan.
All right, what's next?
Do we have
what do we got next? What's on the sheet?
I think we just go into PTG Picks.
No, I wrote this down. Charity. So I want to bring this up for the Gravy Gang, because I'm going to consider my sister Gravy Gang on this one. If you happen to be in Katy this Saturday, guys, I know there's a brew fest going on. Maybe you're making it out to there. Swing by Chewy's Katy, November 13th, starts at 11. It's a big old bake sale. My sister's cooking up a bunch of shit. She's a great cook, especially sweets and stuff like that. Other people at work are doing it too. They're doing it for some charity called Candle Lauders. I don't probably not pronounce that right. They adopted a family, 2 kids with cancer. They're 6th and 7th grade, have a hereditary eye cancer. All of the 100% of the proceeds that goes to this, it's going to help them buy Christmas presents for the kids. It's for a good cause. So if you're in the Katy area Saturday, swing by Chewy's. It's just right at the host stand. So you don't even have to go in. You can just stop by, get some sweets real quick. My sister's cooking them. She's a great fucking baker.
What would you recommend of your sisters that, like, should we make it out there? What should I ask for? Because I want the good stuff.
I believe she is making our great grandmother's peanut butter fudge. I think there's gonna be multiple types of fudge, but if the peanut butter fudge is there, get the peanut butter fudge. It is fucking phenomenal. If not any type of fudge, she's great at fudge. I almost said we call her Big Fudge. She'd probably fucking kill me if she heard that. We don't actually call her that.
That'd be funny though.
But just swing by and be like, "Hey, is Cassie here? I'm part of the Gravy Gang."
Your Gravy Gang. She should make something that she like nicknames for the Gravy Gang.
Well, I wonder. Actually, I'm not even 100% sure. She doesn't usually work Saturdays, but for this, I'm sure she'll be up there. So yeah, you guys, if you're in Katy, swing by. It's a good cause. Help
and
the
just
family
tell
out,
everybody you're
get
part of the
Christmas
Gravy
presents.
Gang, even if they don't know what it means.
Yeah,
my
sister won't understand
mainstream.
half of it, but
just be on the Gravy Gang, and they're like, "I'm checking you out at Kroger." Like, I don't need to know that. What is that?
Yeah, help a family that's going through a rough time. Have a good Christmas. So yeah, just go out there, do that, do a good thing. It'll be a good thing for the month
of charity, because as a bad person,
and you get as a bad person, fudge.
Yeah, you get food out of it too. Like, as a bad person, it feels good to like help out with a charity. Like, I am less of a bad person.
That's why I hold doors for people. I'm like, well, I did a good thing this month.
Is what I can do. Yeah, so I put shopping carts back. I'm like,
it's called doing the literal minimum, guys. That's all we're asking.
Not a super shitty person, still sort of a shitty person, but not the worst person, because I put my shopping cart back.
Yes.
And I don't wait for people. I don't make people wait for me to back into spots. That's also.
Oh my God.
I'm cool to be back into the spot. Don't make me wait on you to do it.
Oh, they're the worst. All right. That's what I got.
Moving on. Our next segment, it's the PTG Picks segment, where we're gonna run through our bets last week and hopefully pick some winners for you this week. It's brought to you this week by Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the world. They are also going to be the location of where we host our 8th annual Christmas Spooktacular. So mark your calendars. Saturday, December 18th. It's going to be an afternoon. We don't have an exact start time yet. Still working things out with Keith, but we got Kyle Tom Chesson, who's going to be playing for us. He's got some new music. I actually, if you don't follow I think it's Kai Dive, KYDIVE. Give him a follow on Instagram. He's been posting the updates. We've retweeted and posted. He's trying to put together an album, but he like obviously recording an album is very expensive, and he's trying to do it all on his own, so he doesn't have to have like the influence of a label or anything like that. And he's playing some clips. He's updating us on how the campaign's going, and it's like if you got $10 to throw him $10. He's got awesome music. If you listen to High Dive is like one of my favorite local bands ever, man. And I fucking vibe hardcore with High Dive, and just like Kyle spits out the music that like I love. And every time Kyle's got shit, I'm 100% on it. Go and Kai Dive. He's got the link to the place where you can go donate for his album and everything like that. And he plays some clips of his stuff. So it's like even more reason. I've been sharing on my stories on Instagram and stuff like that too. But just awesome dude. We want to help as much local music as we can, and Kyle is going to be playing before the Christmas Spooktacular, before we go on, and then after we go on, you're gonna have Alexander, Alexander. It's spelled Alexander, but without one of the letters. And I'm bad at that, and I apologize. But formerly Ian D'Artez of Hold On Hollywood. This is his new project, and I mean, I've seen him live where he was Dizzy Moore before. This was like during Hold On Hollywood. This is him. This is his new vibe. He sent me some of his stuff to listen to, and dude fucking rocks. All right, both of these guys are fucking nails. Like they should do like a super group together. Is really what they need to do. Just be like a 2-man group, and they'll just take over the world at that point. But like I love both of their music. Like it stands alone on its by itself, and I'm really excited to have them like open and close for us this week or this year at the Christmas Spooktacular. That's going to be a ton of fun. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe, December 18th. That's a Saturday in the afternoon. Afterwards, there will be Santa Claus there. It's going to be a whole Christmas party. Southern Star always does it big, and hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe we get to do it on the stage outside. Weather's nice. We do it on the stage outside.
Maybe one time we'll get nice weather. Maybe.
We're going to have the Christmas sweaters, so you can wear your sweaters. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I love Southern Star, and I can't wait to get back up there. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. If you go up to the brewery, tell them you're part of the Gravy Gang. We got
winter warmers out, boys.
Oh, the winter warmers there.
Girls.
Some people can find the pills. Some people can't. I still have been crushing what I have left of the Oktoberfest that I got. And yeah, man, Southern Star has something for everybody. If you don't like beer, I promise you're gonna find something at Southern Star that you do like. And if you're not a beer guy or gal, I would recommend their Southern Brunch. It's like a mimosa beer, and it's awesome. We were handing that out at the golf tournament, and everybody that had it was just like, "This is beer." Like everybody was blown away by it with just one sip. And I mean, I went to a luncheon today, and we went to the little bar in the hotel that it was at afterwards, had a beer, and I was like, "Can I have a bombshell blonde?" They're like, "Yeah, we've been getting a lot of people asking for that." And they're like, "Is it new?" I was
no
like,
shit.
No, it's not new. Just maybe the biggest staple of Texas craft beer there is. Southern Star Brewing Company. Beer for people that like beer for people that don't like beer. There's something for everybody. Let them know you're part of the Gravy Gang. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe, at Southern Star BC and at Southern Star Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. If you're drinking a Southern Star, tag us at Pass Gravy Pod. Tag them at Southern Star Brewing Co. at Southern Star BC. Let them know you heard about them on Pass the Gravy. And we want to see your beer. We want to see you sipping some beers over the weekend. You're watching a game, sipping on a Southern Star. Post a pic. We want to be involved. We want you to involve. We want you guys to let us know that you guys are supporting the people, supporting the podcast. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of the PTG Picks segment this week. Flashback to last week. Pat went 2-1. Well done.
I'm getting consistent, man.
You're coming back, consistent. Dude. You got off to a rough start, but it's like you found your groove, and you are building back up. You're back at 500.
They call me Mr. 2-1.
While you're coming up, I had my worst week of the year. 0-3, first time in 0-3 on the season. I am 17-10 on the year. Pat's 13-1. This is a big week for you, Pat. Big week. Another 2-1 week. You're back over 500, buddy.
It's getting over that hill.
You're getting over that hill, and hopefully I just rebound right back. We were talking about it last week. But like those lines last week, I was like, this feels like the week that's just going to fuck us in the ass, where like these lines are just misleading as shit. You were good on yours. All the ones that I picked, I felt that way because that's how they went for me. And yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen to me again. But I think I got some good ones this week. Again, didn't really love the lines. But I feel like I'm just saying that every week at this point. Pat, who do you have this week as your PTG picks?
Actually, it's your turn to go first because I had the better week. That's the way we've been doing it.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
At least that's how I've read it.
I guess I was doing overall lead, but it doesn't matter. We can do week or whoever did the best week.
I think that's how we did it last year.
That's fine. That's cool. So I'm going to start off with Tennessee, the Titans laying 3 points to the Saints. The Saints have been hit or miss. This seems like a game that maybe the Saints are going to bounce back, but also every time I've looked at a Titans game for like the last month, I've been like, no way the fucking Titans win this game. No way. The Titans aren't gonna win this game. And then they win. And then they fucking prove me wrong. And I feel like an idiot. And they didn't have Derrick Henry last week. And I was like, they're not going to win without Derrick Henry. What'd they do? They went and fucking beat the Rams. This feels like a letdown game, but every time I think the Titans aren't going to do well, they do well. So if I had a dumb brain last week. I'm fading myself from last week. So this is me being like, you should have bet the Titans. But then me also being like, the Titans have proved you wrong every single time. Fuck you. What do you know? Bet the Titans. So that's why I did that.
This one it felt like a rat line to me. It's why I didn't touch this one. Like it's
all the Titans lines have felt like rat lines. It felt easy to bet against them.
Sucks.
No, they don't. They don't have Jameis.
They suck. They suck without Jameis. They've got good players around still, but they're just overall they're a very flawed team.
Tennessee's defense is good.
Yeah, they started out the first 4 weeks of the year. They were absolutely awful. And since then they've been really good, but it seems like they've had 3 or 4 high emotion games in a row that they've won.
Or are they just a good team?
I think they are a good team too, but they're kind of due for a loss, for a little bit of a setback, but also they'll probably win this game by 20.
Exactly. That's exactly what that's where my logic is. Alex, don't trust your brain. Your brain is stupid sometimes. Do the opposite of what an idiot would do.
The line just scared me.
Just Titans -3.
We almost took all 3 same picks. I'm going to be honest with you on that, but I curved on a couple of them.
Well, so I'm going to start with Titans -3 over the Saints. Then I know that Pat and I share this one. Packers -3 over the Seahawks. I've already told you guys my thoughts on the whole Aaron Rodgers ordeal from the last week. I think Aaron Rodgers comes out, says, suck my dick to everybody that was hating on. Aaron Rodgers is the best, fuck you quarterback. Because when you piss him off, he just goes and he just whips your ass.
He likes being an asshole.
He loves being the heel.
It's why I've always loved him.
He went straight up heel as hardcore as you could go last week. Everybody's saying he ruined football. Do you think that when he throws for 6 touchdowns on Sunday, that's going to be ruining football? No, I don't think it's going to be ruining football. I think he's going to light this fucking Seahawks team up. I think the line is a little bit closer than it should be just because Russ Wilson is coming back. And they're thinking that Wilson being back is going to change the Seahawks. And I think it will help the Seahawks a lot more because he's definitely better than Geno Smith. But also I think the Packers whip the shit out of them. I think the Packers win this by 2 scores.
They should, but I think
double digits.
Part of the reason it might be at 3 right now is because there is a report out there that there's a not report. Aaron said himself that there's a small chance he wouldn't be able to play in the game. I don't think that's going to happen, but I thought that was kind of the reason the line was at 3. I don't know what it was. They never said why. I don't know if it was the 10-day timeline was murky or what, but yeah, he had said it. As long as Aaron plays, this should be fine.
Packers by double digits. That's my prediction. And Aaron Rodgers throws. I don't know what the over/under on touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers is, but let's just say 3.5. Taking the over.
So many people online love to say that they hate him because he's so smug. He loves being smug.
That's why he does it.
He loves shoving it in people's faces.
It's you don't like me because I'm smug?
Because I act like I'm better than everyone. Well, guess what? I fucking am.
This is in Green Bay, right? Let me check. I'm looking. Yes, it is in Green Bay. Yes, it's Packers by double digits easily. I'm going to put so much money on this.
Yeah. And Aaron had a week of rest.
Yeah. He basically had his own extra private bye week.
The Packers defense stepped the fuck up. Yes, granted the Chiefs offense isn't what it was previous years, but they still completely shut them down.
And then quickly, just I'd like in like 30 seconds your thoughts on Jordan Love.
It was a bad game. I said it before, like during the game too. I thought it was a terrible game plan. They were just letting them zero blitz him, and they weren't giving him quick routes, little wide receiver screens, swing passes. They weren't giving him any of that shit. It was a bad game plan. Yes, he looked bad. I'm going to reserve my judgment. Everybody has bad game from time to time. He was not properly prepared for that.
And I'm not going to knock you for that because
it was
doing
chaos.
That for Danny Dimes forever.
It was chaos. Now, in my heart of hearts, am I absolutely terrified now that he's not going to be a Hall of Famer like everybody else at the Packers? Yes, I'm fucking terrified that we pushed away Aaron for a guy that's going to end up sucking. But that's not true. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
It'll be fine.
He's still crying.
Fine.
He's not crying.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take Packers -3 over the Seahawks. They're gonna win by double digits, and then I'm gonna take as my final pick bounce back game Rams -4 over the 49ers. 49ers are 0-8 in their last 8 at home. Rams got whipped by the Titans, and the Rams are like a team that I feel like they win and then they lose and then they win and then they lose and then they win and then they lose. This is a win because they just came off a loss. And like, it's weird to use must win for a team that has 7 wins right now, but like this feels like a must win with Arizona kind of being able to pull away. If they don't win this game, this is going to give Arizona like foot on the gas. I think they have a 2-game lead right now, a 3-game lead in the division. I mean, there's still a lot of football left to be played. I think, though, McVay is going to have his guys ready. I think Henderson's going to run all over. I think just the 49ers, I don't know what they're doing, man. That offense isn't moving. I picked the Cardinals, or not me, my buddy Dante picked the Cardinals last week to win, and that was like the easiest bet ever.
Yeah, you said you went 0-3. You picked Arizona last week, dude.
Did I pick Arizona?
Yeah, I just went back and looked at this because I remembered you saying you went 0-3, and I was looking. Yeah, no, you picked Arizona over San Francisco, so you went 1-2.
I thought Dante picked it.
I mean, you also picked him. You and Dante think a lot alike from time to time.
Oh wow, yeah.
So there you go.
Never mind.
You didn't
So
go 0-3.
okay, bounce back.
I could have been a piece of shit. Could have been a piece of shit and just helped it out against my record. But there you go. You're welcome.
18-9. 18-9. Not
You're welcome.
bad. Ha! What about that? How about that? Yeah, thank you for fixing that. Thank you.
Got it.
On our sheet that we're looking at. But yeah, okay. Man, so, you know, sometimes you're just having a good week, and the week just got better. Positive vibes only, guys. Positive vibes only. Feeling great. But yeah, the Cardinals, Colt McCoy lit up this 49ers team. I'm not a scientist, but I think Matt Stafford's better than Colt McCoy. I think that like they didn't have AJ Green. They didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. They didn't have Chase Edmonds for most of the year. They didn't have Kyler Murray, who fuck Kyler Murray still. But I mean, Kyler Kirsch, that was probably part of it. But they still whipped the shit out of the 49ers. 49ers are not good at home. I don't know what they're doing. I think the Rams win this by a touchdown. Feels like a game that Rams
at least
by a touchdown.
So that's what scared me.
I don't know.
It felt like a rat line. It felt like too easy of an obvious line. Like
but
there's
also,
something that we're missing.
Are the lines adjusted because of the Rams' performance last week?
Yeah,
I think this is a bounce back.
I would make it even worse line because of how they played last week, because they're going to be motivated. They looked like shit, played like shit. They're going to kick the fucking shit out of San Francisco. So why is it only -4?
Because they lost last week like that. And they're like, well, maybe they're frauds. So that's why it's not like -7.
I would have thought this was going to be a -9 game.
Yeah, I could
with
see,
how good they've looked all year and how bad San Fran has looked. I don't get this line. It scared me. It scared me away from taking it. It's the most obvious line of the week, though, right?
Yeah, I would really Packers. Packers to me is the most obvious line of the week, just because Aaron Rodgers is going to absolutely beat the shit out of the Seahawks.
It just, but Russell Wilson games, you never know. You never know.
Most confident I've ever been in any of the picks I've made this season.
That scares me.
Right, which actually maybe fade me on that one, but I feel very, 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 very confident.
See, you're just setting yourself up for me to scream at you next week, because every time I feel like you pick the Packers, they lose.
No, it's not true. They're 2-0 when I pick them this year.
Okay, well then you change it this year.
So undefeated. All right, Pat, who do you got?
All right. Obviously, I have Green Bay -3 over Seattle. I'm taking Cleveland +1.5 over New England. I know it's in New England. I know New England has been looking really good this year. I
would have taken New England.
This line scared me too, and I almost did. I can't get the thought of Myles Garrett sacking Mac Jones like 4 times out of my head.
No, I get why you picked Cleveland.
Mac Jones has made some bad rookie interceptions this year. He's looked like a rookie against good defenses. Cleveland's got a really good defense. And now that Odell is off the team, the cancer in the locker room is gone. I think Cleveland's offense is going to
I'm back on Cleveland. Yeah, I'm back on Cleveland.
I know that they're missing Chubb and somebody, and they're only down to like that one running back, Deontay something, I think is his name.
Darnod, Damon Darnod.
When he was the only one that could play a couple weeks ago, dude went off, had a massive game. I don't know. Everything in my head just tells me Cleveland. Like it comes down to defense. I think Cleveland's defense is gonna just torture Mac Jones.
All right, here's a better pick that I would have taken. I was going back and forth being like, I feel like either of these teams could win, so I didn't want to touch the spread. But over under, I think the under of 45.5 is the bet to go with if you're taking this game, just because Patriots defense has played pretty well. They're both injuries. I think the Patriots are out 2 running backs. Like they're going to have to just kind of play a defensive game. I think this is a low scoring game.
Very well
like
could be.
Like a 21-17 game is what this feels like.
But also I looked it up. Absolutely perfect conditions, 52 and sunny on Sunday in Foxborough.
So yeah. Okay. So Browns +1.5.
Browns +1.5. My final one. I know you hate them. They fucked me over last week.
What happens when we take double-digit points?
Revenge game. Revenge game. Buffalo -12.5 over the Jets. Revenge game. They played same thing with the Rams. They played horrible last week.
Mike White is playing.
Really good team. Mike White, I think, sucks.
Mike White is playing, and the Jets have been very good with him.
He had one good game, and then he had a terrible drive, and then a drive when he let him down and scored a touchdown. That's all we've seen from him. Buffalo's got the #1 defense in football. I think Buffalo wipes the fucking floor with the Jets.
I kind of agree with you on that.
I mean, this is one of those games
the Jets have. They're going to get the rug ripped out from under them. And
this
Josh
is one of those
Allen's
games
throw for 4 touchdowns.
We're 8 minutes into the game. It might be 21-0, 17-0, 14. Like it's a big lead early, and then Buffalo just steps on their throat for the whole game. I'm thinking multiple interceptions by Mike White in this game, maybe a fumble as well. Definitely multiple turnovers. This one, it's going to get ugly.
Remind me to parlay Aaron Rodgers over touchdown passes and Josh Allen over touchdown passes, whatever it is.
Oh, it's going to be Chuddy City.
Oh,
and yes, yeah. It's in New York. Doesn't matter. They have no home field advantage. It's the saddest.
But what happened the last 2 times you laid double-digit points in an NFL game, Pat? What do we always say?
Don't lay double digits the last one
in an NFL
but
game.
I'm pretty sure I won the 2 before this.
2 weeks in a row you've lost on double-digit points. You laid, I want to say. I think you went 2-1 on it, but
I did. Cincy. I forgot about Cincy. I was around the Rams though, but yeah, I don't know. I still feel good about it. Cincy should have won that one.
I could see that one being your best chance to hit out of the ones recently. But to recap our picks, Pat has Packers -3 over the Seahawks, Browns +1.5 over the Patriots, and the Bills -12.5 over the Jets. I have the Packers -3 over the Seahawks as well. I also have the Titans -3 over the Saints and the Rams -4 over San Francisco. All right, that's our PTG pick segment. We're going to post the graphic for it on Friday and then Sunday morning if you want to hop on the bandwagon. Again, our records now are my updated record because I was an idiot and thought I was wrong. 18-9, Pat's 13-1. So nobody has a losing record right now. Why wouldn't you want to follow us for that, huh? Why wouldn't you want to follow us?
That'd be crazy not to.
And then also at Gravy Gambles, give us a follow on that. You see all the picks they put. I was busy and I did not make any picks for today though, so I just remembered that. So my bad. Usually every day there's picks. And then there's college basketball, so that's a lot of fun. That too. Our next segment is the what would Jesus do segment, where you throw Jesus into a modern day situation he might find himself in, and we'll tell you how he would handle said situation. We used to get the WWJD bracelets, but they never really told you what he would do, and they didn't answer. It wasn't like a magic 8-ball. It should have been a WWJD 8-ball, and really we still need to make those. But we decided we were going to tell you what Jesus would do in certain situations. So you hit us up on Twitter at @PassTheGrayPod, use the hashtag PTGWWJD at @PassTheGrayPod, and throw Jesus in a modern day situation. That's how we find it. We're only going to do this segment until you guys stop sending them to us. So continue sending us all of your what would Jesus do scenarios. We'll start this week's what would Jesus do segment with. Oh, actually, we have an intro.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
All right. This week's What Would Jesus Do comes to us from our buddy Dave T at PPWL1 on Twitter. And Dave says, who would JC invite to a family reunion? Obviously, Joseph and Mary. And then Mary Magdalene probably too.
Chris Rock, because he was one of his unknown brothers, if you've ever seen Dogma. I mean, all of the apostles, even Judas, they were his family.
Because people forget he forgives.
So yeah, mom, dad, Magdalene, and the apostles.
Oh, well, and his dad. His other dad.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, so God, the G-Man would be there for sure. I'd like to see a show where they just refer to God as the G-Man. What's up, G? And it's just God's hey.
That's wildly offensive.
But I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've been trying to work on a Jesus sitcom.
I mean, we don't know of any other family members he had though. So now, if you want to say Jesus, everybody is family, then he could invite the entire world.
Right, but I think
that's a lazy answer.
I feel like it's Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Mary Magdalene, because maybe they were more than what they let on to be. But
maybe the family sheep,
the disciples, the apostles, all the sheep, and then God.
Yeah.
Even Judas, though. I'm glad. Would Pontius Pilate make it?
No, because he wasn't one of the boys. He wasn't family. Jesus would forgive him, but he's not family.
I mean, dark question, but what about the other two guys that were crucified with him? The thieves.
No, like I said, they weren't. They were just there. They weren't the boys. Immediate family brothers? And the boys only.
Do they become brothers because they were crucified right next to one another?
They were probably in too much pain to do a lot of talking.
I mean, imagine though, the worst day of your life, obviously, is the day you're getting crucified to death.
I could see Jesus in that moment, they're all hanging there, and he just looks over. He's like, "Mondays, right?" Just trying to add a little brevity to the situation. Jesus trying to make
you, dude. But what if you were somebody had to be the third most cared about person out of that? That would suck. Everybody's just yeah, it's this Jesus guy. He's dying. You're like, wow, this guy robbed somebody. He stole a horse. But you're also going to be in this day in history too. So see you later. Talk about getting upstaged.
Your name won't go down in history. You are the most forgettable person of all time.
But then they don't even know. I don't even know those guys' names. They're just the thieves. I think they were thieves.
I don't know. In all my years of being in Catholic Church, I never once heard about them. Probably because I wasn't paying attention.
We should make a Netflix documentary. I feel like it's very easy to do documentaries now and stuff that you don't really have the rights to, where you just look up Wikipedia and just keep going back to that same thing. We just got to get some drone footage of Jerusalem. Do some there's got to be B-roll out there that we can use for free. B-roll from the actual crucifixion?
Oh no, I just meant of Jerusalem.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if they had cameras back then, buddy. It was all written on stone.
Some dude, like, there's like stone writings about the day, and
I got a tablet of it.
Yeah,
bro.
and the weather was nice. People seemed generally happy. That was the B-roll of the day. Guys that wrote about famous days, but not about the event that's famous.
He was just a poet, and he was like, "Oh, actually, and this happened too," but that was kind of dark. I didn't want to cover
My
that.
dog got out, but like didn't run. It just kind of like walked out the front door and looked at me, like, "Oh, it was nice."
Just a blog from that day that just like, this guy has no idea what happened. Nah.
There was definitely bloggers back then. I've never thought about that. God damn it, the human race sucks.
I'm kind of a blogger sometimes. I come up with hard-hitting topics, like the most haunted place in Houston. It may or may not be real.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Or whether or not the Rock should buy the Texans.
That'd be dope. Don't know if he can afford them.
Or Elon Musk. Every couple of months, I like to just put out like a should this famous person buy the Texans? And then people are like, please let this happen. I'm like, you obviously didn't read any of this.
We should look at the guy that just bought Newcastle, because apparently he's absolutely fucking loaded.
Yeah, I think he's like a sheik. Newcastle
Yeah,
gonna
he'd
be like the next Man City. Or
he
actually
bought
maybe
him
it'll be the next West Ham.
Bought him for $300 million, and apparently within a week had remade the $300 million. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Let's get that guy.
It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts stuff. But all right, so that's our What Would Jesus Do segment. Hashtag PTG WWJD to @PassGrayPod if you would like to contribute. Our next segment's the Not Cool segment. Pat, will you tell everybody about our good friends at Alamo Remedy CBD?
Man, I'm pissed off. I'm doing it from a different room today because my sister's baking out there. She's got to use the blender. Going to be a little noisy. And just at this moment, I realized I left my Alamo Remedy cucumber lotion in the other room. I'm regretting it. This time of the pod, I usually like to rub a little on my shoulders. I never think about it. Then all of a sudden, especially because in this chair, I'm sitting weird, all tensed up. Man, you slather that lotion on in a couple minutes, you don't even realize it anymore. You just feel normal again. You feel good. All their products superior. They're just the best. Plus, Alamo. It's Texas. Therefore, better than everyone else. If you don't want to go with the lotion, you just want to start your day off. Bam, you're in and out. You don't have a lot of time. Grab the tincture. It's the easiest shit in the world to use. Just put a couple drops underneath your tongue, stiff neck on the way to work. By the time you get to work, not even going to feel it anymore. Going to be 100% fine. Also, you got a little sweet tooth? Little sweet tooth? You like to have a little sugar in your morning? Or at your desk, bam. People are like, what are you eating? Oh, just little gummy bears. Bam, tastes delicious. Ain't going to find better ones. The stupid ones that you buy at the checkout stand? Nah, screw that. They don't have CBD. You know what you want. You want Alamo Remedy. It's going to be the best ones you have all day.
Maybe pace it on.
Don't go reward.
Don't just eat them like you're eating gummy bears.
No, little sweet tooth.
Like start with a half. Start with a half the first time. See how you feel after a little bit. And then maybe up it to one. But yeah, definitely don't go just eating them like they're.
No, don't pop the whole bag.
You might find yourself feeling pretty
just a waste.
Good, but also just it's wasteful. You don't need.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be not able to drive home, but you want to be able to make these things last. But if you are home already, trying to relive your college days a little bit, you like to have a little smoky, go with the hemp flower.
The hemp
Smokes
flower.
like the real thing. Looks like it.
It's not though.
It's more of a ritual.
You don't have that paranoia. You just feel chilled out. It relaxes you. Maybe it's something you need it before you go to bed. You don't need that hot leaf. You need a little hemp flower. You're not going to show up on a drug test or anything like that. And it's all natural.
I have no evidence of this working, but say you're a little constipated. You need to relax the body, relax the muscles, get that poop out. Try a little hemp flower. Who knows? Could work.
Maybe it works.
I've got no information in front of me that says that wouldn't work.
We have not heard that it doesn't work. Yes, that's all true. And also, if you use our promo code PTG, you're going to get 10% off of your order at AlamoRemedy.com. Give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Alamo Remedy and at Alamo Remedy CBD. Let them know you heard about them on Pass the Gravy and use our promo code PTG at checkout for 10% off your order. AlamoRemedy.com. Alamo Remedy, the official CBD sponsor of Pass the Gravy and the Not Cool segment that begins now.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
But I went to this we went to Houston Children's Charity luncheon for the Rod Ryan show this afternoon, and they were like, it's kind of dressy, and I guess this is two Not Cools in one. So I took like a dress shirt. I have like one white shirt, like one button down dress shirt for like formal occasions, and I was like, do I have to wear a suit? And they're like, no, probably not. I don't think so. And so I wore jeans. All the dudes wore jeans. And then like all the dudes like from the morning show wore jeans. And then Rod had like a blazer and a button down shirt. And then like Chili had a dress shirt. And I had a shirt that was like green with like zigzags and shit on it, but it was a button down like collared shirt. And I walked in, I was immediately just like, I am very underdressed in this place.
That's always a fun, like, fun's not even the right word, but I'm still
like no one said anything.
Like when you're like, I'm the piece of shit who's not an adult.
Yeah, like luckily I didn't have to get up and like speak or anything, so like nobody said anything except Chili said I looked like a stoner just standing in the like you don't look like you belong here at all. No,
which is probably most places.
Yeah, true. So like that was part of it, not cool, but like I took like the shirt that I was gonna change into, I took that to work. So like I walked around to my passenger side to put it like to hang it so it won't get wrinkled while I'm in work. And I had put my coffee cup that that I take on top of my car, and then was like, all right, well I walked around to the other side, put my backpack in my car, hung the shirt up, walked back around, got in the car, backed up, was driving, went to a speed, like got like in the speed bump in my parking garage, and I just heard, and then just brown liquid pouring down the front of my car. Like, God damn it. And then I was like, luckily it was like the front of it. So I was able to just hit the auto wash, like the spray wash on it. And it was okay. But like, that just sucked because then I had to drink shitty work coffee. And then just moving on, some of the other not cools that I had is, I went to the doctor a couple weeks ago with that like heart thing that was my not cool. It was like, why is my heart beating fast? And things seemed to be okay. But the doctor was like, as a precaution, like, let's just give you a heart monitor. It'll monitor your heart rate for 48 hours, 100% of the time. So like, I was like, that sounds chill. Like, what does that mean? And so I went in on Monday. They gave me this little heart monitor, and it's about like the size. Like I could go get it, but I'm not going to. It's like the size of like a little bit bigger than a beeper. Yeah, but the size of a playing card. Kind of like, it's kind of like how thick would you say that is? That's what she said. Like 2-3 inches thick, maybe.
A baby carrot.
Baby carrot. Yeah, so it's baby carrot thick. That's what she said also. And then it like I had to like you could slip it on your belt like a beeper, and then it had these cords, but then they go to like the little like electrical like nodes or whatever it is that they put on you where you have the little sticky tape. And so like I had one, like I had 5 of them total, like on my chest and like stomach area and stuff like that to like monitor my heartbeat and shit. And that fucking sucks, dude, for 48 hours. Like, so I couldn't take it off. So they were like, oh, so that means like, so like one, like they had like shaved part of my chest. So like I have just like a random patch.
Whoa, rated R. We just saw Alex's nips,
just blow that out, Robert. Blow that out.
Yeah, it's gonna be censored.
Hard as a rock right now.
Yeah, sorry. We might get kicked off YouTube for that, honestly. But sorry if that's too graphic.
Put a black bar over it. We'll be okay.
Put a warning. Put a warning before you share that on the YouTube. But so like just not realizing like having something that like the cord, I don't know, like the cord was literally just from like my waist to like the stuff that was stuck on me. So like pooping with a fucking heart monitor is a bitch, dude. Like they were like, you can't shower, like it's not waterproof. So like you can shower, but like, you know, sponge bath like your chest and there. But I was like, but like I can't like stand in the shower and face the water unless it gets all wet anyways. So I would just like hook it to like the towel on the towel rack, like hook my beeper part of it, and then I would just get in and like face away from the shower as much as I could, and then just kind of like splash under my arms and on my face, and like I could wash my ass, and that was about it. And then like
I would have just used like a hand towel and just like hand wash.
I mean, I don't know. It's for 2 days. I was like, I can just power through this.
You said it's only 2 days. Like, just don't get sweaty for 2 days.
But it still fucking sucked. And then like taking a shit every single time. Like so many things you do, like reaching over to grab the Xbox controller, like it was sitting next to me and I like put my knee on it. So then it yanks the thing off. So then I have to go and I had to like put the little like electron thing back on. And like I had to make sure it's in the right spot. They gave me a little diagram that like show me where to put it. It was just like a little fucking pain in the ass. And then like taking a shit, like you like because you pull your pants down, like it goes with it and then it yanks on that stuff. So you have to take that off. And I was like, I can't set it next to this because then the cord kind of like sinks towards the bowl. And so I just figured like the best way to do it was my system was just like wrap it around my neck. So like it would kind of fall like a scarf. Like
you get down like that?
I would wrap the heart monitor around my neck on the string.
Damn, you kinky.
So I just put it like that, and like that way it wouldn't fall in. But it was just like there were so many things I didn't think about. It was a fucking pain in the ass. My mom she's diabetic and she has an insulin pump, and like hers like she has to like put like the needle part into like her skin, and like I know that like she's had it like ripped out before, and she was a kindergarten teacher and kids like pull it and stuff. I was like, I can't imagine like that being attached to something that was a needle stuck inside of me as well. That would suck. So yeah, I don't know. Wearing a heart monitor for 2 days kind of sucked. I don't think there's anything seriously wrong. It's just kind of a precaution, but I had never had to do that, and that was weird.
Also, I have a request, Robert. When you're editing the YouTube, instead of a black bar, can you just put like my face over Robert's nipple? I mean, Alex's nipple. I think that'd be funny.
Oh, do that. That's a good idea.
Just do that.
I like that. I like that. And then my other not cool is they like started making this apartment complex near like on the street by my house, like the way that the route that I take home from work. And now like every day it's just fucking traffic. And it's always like construction traffic where you have the construction guys walk out with the stop sign on the pole and hold it up as they like back a cement truck in, and then 14 other 18-wheelers leave, but it's right out of light. So then you have to wait at the light sometimes, but then you also have to sit through the light sometimes. So like my 5-minute ride home turns into 30 minutes sometimes now. And it's just like, this fucking sucks. So fucking construction. I mean, I can't say like don't build, but like this fucking blows where they're building. So that's my not cools.
I'll piggyback on that one right there because so Monday morning I'm supposed to be at work at 9. I got pretty drunk on Sunday watching the Packers. I think everyone can understand why. It looked really bad.
Completely, yes.
I was fearful of the future. I must have, when my first alarm went off, just shut it off. Because then my alarm goes off and I look at it and it says 9 o'clock. And I go, fuck. I texted everyone. It shouldn't have been that bad. Normally it takes me like 20, 30 minutes to get to work, depending on traffic. So I'm running around real quick, splash water on my face, wet down the hair, coming in, like, bam, I'm out of the house by 9:10. Apparently, there was an accident at work, which is like 2 exits past where I'm supposed to be on I-10. So it backed it up like 12 exits. It took me over an hour to get to work that day. I was livid. Like, fuck, like I wasn't even hungover. I felt fine. I was just so fucking pissed off. So then I work my shift. I go to leave. I'm gonna go over to my buddy's house. We were gonna just hang out for a little bit, watch a show. Drive back out to Katie. I have to take the overpass to get to his house that loops up and over. So I get in line for that. I should have just fucking exited and just went through the lights. It took me over an hour to get to his house, which is basically the same distance back to my house. Twice in one day. Just absolute. I have no idea why. Like, I get it. It was a little bit of rush hour time. But
at that point, I didn't even want to go anymore.
It took me longer just being in the line to take the overpass than it took me the rest of the fucking drive. I'm just in my car, just shaking with fucking anger. I'm so goddamn pissed off.
Yeah, that's the fucking worst.
Yeah, and that was just in one day. That was twice in the same day. Like, actually probably better that way than it happening back-to-back days because I would have just like had a nervous breakdown and like fucking made a Molotov cocktail. But also, so then just another car thing was the next day I'm driving home from work, and as I'm exiting I-10, I go, it gets dark earlier now, and turned on my lights when I was like basically home already. Like when I left
later.
Like I don't have automatic lights on my car. So like when I left work, it was bright. By the time I got home, and it was really cloudy that day too, so it just got dark really fucking fast. Like it was okay that I didn't have them on, but I probably should have had them on the highway just for other people's sake. So I felt a little bit like a dick about that. This morning when I leave to go to work.
Isn't it crazy though? Like how you can just like it feels like your dashboard, like I don't like, does your dashboard light up when you have your lights on? Like, and it doesn't when you don't. Like that, like when I turn my lights on, because I'm in like a 2007 Ranger, like you have to turn the lights on. It doesn't have the auto anymore, like my Focus used to. But like, it's weird that like you always think like I would notice if my lights weren't on. But then there's some days like I have gotten to like work and I'm like I didn't turn my lights on. What? Like how did I not notice this? Like how it would have.
It's definitely dark when you're going to work,
right? But it's like, did I not look at my dashboard? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Where you just kind of do that zombie drive sometimes, where it's a drive that you're so used to, you just like, I can do this in my sleep, and you're like, I didn't turn the lights on once. Damn it! Thank God I didn't get pulled over.
Right, that's one. So a little while at work ago, the German woman I work with mentioned that she had no idea what an apple fritter was, and when I showed her a picture of an apple fritter,
und apple fritter,
she still had no idea what it was. So it's been my mission that I was going to stop and bring her an apple fritter to work. She works at like our offsite office most of the time, so some days I just don't know. I knew today she would be there. I leave my house. I go to the donut shop on the corner of my neighborhood. I walk in. 0 apple fritters. First time I've ever been in there where they didn't have any apple fritters. I just turned around and walked out. I didn't even get anything.
Did you say anything, or did you say anything, or were you just like, this is the end of this transaction?
No, I didn't say anything. Like some dude walked in right before me too, so it's not like they just saw me walk in, were staring at me, and I turned around and walked out like they were helping him. So
no, I thought you meant like you asked for can I get an apple fritter? Like, we don't have any, and you just like about faced and walked out without a follow up.
No, I didn't even say anything to him. I mean the thing is right there. There's the window with all the donuts in it. There's no apple fritter there. I was so pissed off. Like I wasn't even pissed. Dejected. That's the word. I was dejected.
It's a great word.
I was like, God. Plus, I was gonna get myself one because it's cheat day. I was looking forward to having an apple fritter all of yesterday. No,
yeah, that's
nothing nice for Pat. And I didn't have time to peel off to a different one. Like I kind of was cutting it close today, so it wasn't what it was. That sucked. I'm so fucking sick and tired of this goddamn hair. It's been a week since I've been allowed to cut it into the mullet. I haven't done it. No. It's 100% happening. But I've been too lazy to go to the barber shop to get the mullet.
While you're saying too lazy, I feel like we should circle back to this as like a weekly occurrence. We did have people tweet you this update on the soles.
Well, that was going to be my final one. Yeah, no, I still haven't put those soles in my shoes.
So this is 3 weeks now.
So I actually put them in my car. I put them in my car. So when I get to work early,
you had people remind you daily last week.
Yes.
Who do that?
I put them in my car on Thursday because there's a set of scissors right next to my office computer, the back of the restaurant. And I figured one of the days I get in there early because it's one of the ones where you have to cut it to what size shoe you have and then throw them in there. I was like, bam, it'll take 2 minutes.
Right.
Never once brought them out of my. And here's the thing. Normally I park in the parking garage. I've been parking just behind the restaurant, which is like 30 feet to the door, not bringing them in with me. My brain will not allow me to function properly to help myself.
At not Pat Dion, put the fucking insoles in your shoes, motherfucker. Just everybody tweet him that every single day. But then also a follow-up tweet to say respectfully.
Respectfully. At any point of the day, just say, go get them out of your car. Because I'm probably going to be at work when I see the tweet, and I'm going to be literally 45 feet away from them.
Just everybody
with time,
insoles now.
with time to cut them and put them in my shoes. It is a 3-minute process.
Although at like a restaurant, if I saw a guy,
I'd be in the back. I'd be in the back.
It would also
I'm
be
not
funny
gonna
if
do
you're
it on
like
the
just
floor.
if you're like at a table. Like you
Like,
sit down at a table,
I
like,
walk back
you
into
take
the
your
side
shoes off,
door.
like, what is this guy doing? This guy's gonna go fuck with my food. No, thank you.
Especially a fat guy like me. Like if I did that and then just stood up and went, oh, so much better. That would be really funny. But yeah, there's that, and then just back to the hair. I'm like, I'm fucking driving home. Oh, I'll add this one. The little screws,
So many
that
knuckles.
hold the little screws that hold your sunglasses together at the hinge. One of them fell out today, and I normally keep my spare set in the car.
And you
Could not
became
find them in
unhinged.
the fucking car. The screw came out, so those are fucking done. Those are done. They've been on their way to being done for a long time. I've got my backup set. Normally I keep them in the box that they came in the car. Cannot find the box in the car.
In the what?
In the car.
No, you keep.
Oh, the box. Can't find the
box,
box.
okay.
Guys, I've been trying hard. The box eludes me. I've been going hard for the box. Can't get my hands on the box.
Still chasing that elusive box.
My mouth is wet with anticipation of the box, and I cannot get the box, guys.
You're having yourself a week of not cools.
Yeah. So, and normally that'll help keep the sides of the hair back while I'm driving home with sunglasses.
Right.
Didn't have any. So my hair is just flying around in the car. It's dropping in my face. I fucking hate it. I'm a mess. My life is a goddamn mess. Why am I not dead yet? The way I treat myself and my body, I don't know. I think I'm probably perfect. I just refuse to help myself.
I would say
that's what I
probably
got.
It is.
That's everything I got. I feel like I just had a George Costanza moment right there.
Yeah.
I am starting to see way too many similarities between me and George fucking Costanza at this
No,
moment.
that's just getting older. That's just getting older, honestly, is like when like you relate more to George Costanza than anybody else.
I've always related more to George.
I always thought I was more Kramer, but now I'm like, I am George.
No, I am very much Nick Miller from New Guy, where just that like
Very
I look
specific
forward to getting.
reference.
Well, most people won't get it. People that have seen New Guy will be like, "Yes, Pat, that's you."
12.
Or sorry, New Girl.
New Girl.
I kept saying New Guy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just that
Sexism.
I look forward to getting old because I'm very much going to age into my personality. Like I am definitely old guy yelling at kids on lawn.
Well, you start thinking like you're like Jerry or Lane or Kramer, and then you are eventually like, I am
Never thought.
George. And then you're gonna eventually realize you're George's father.
Well, I never.
I got a lot of
identified any
problems with you
them,
people.
But just as I was yelling and doing the hand motions of like the sideways, never again, Jerry. It was just I just was like, holy shit, I'm George, and I'm going bald. I'm gonna be bald. He went bald much faster than me because apparently at the start of the show he was like 27.
He was like he was like in his 30s, and I was like, that's not a 33-year-old. But when
George
we were kids,
Costanza-
we just assumed everybody was like in their 40s. Every adult, like as a kid, you're just like everybody is like 45 and up. Like 30-year-olds just don't exist. And now you're like, they were my age. I am really underachieving.
Yeah,
my
if
age.
you're in your 20s or your 30s, you're a teacher. Like if to somebody who's 10 and under, you're just teachers. Everybody else is fucking old.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that's
Robert, top that.
what I got.
So I don't like it when people call it Squid Games because it's called Squid Game. There's no S at the end.
Have you watched it?
No, I have not watched it.
Thank God. Packed. We got the packs going, guys, right? Squid?
Yeah.
Not watching the Squid Games. Pat, do it.
Should we turn it upside down because we're not watching it?
Not watching it. And it looks like a ladle, too. Squid Games.
And it's
Team
also
No Squid Games.
Rocket Power Woogie 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 Woogie.
Right. Which is really why I did that. Because it's Squid. But yes. You know what I'm talking about. Robert has no idea.
Fucking
When I had
Rocket Power.
Ryan Humphreys and Cody Crest on, I made a Rocket Power reference, and they way too young for that. And I felt like an
God,
idiot.
we're old.
Sorry, Robert. Well, back to you.
No, that was it. I didn't really have anything like that bothered me too much this week. It's just I've seen and heard and have heard a lot of people say Squid Games instead of just Squid Game. It's kind of like the Kroger's.
Oh, dude, that's a big one.
New Braunfels. I bet that
Shipley,
makes Robert.
Shipley's. It's
Is it
Shipley.
just
Yeah.
Shipley?
It's just Shipley.
Shipley
Oh.
donuts.
That's it.
Dude, that's yeah.
I
No,
gotta-
but like when you say the game, they are Squid Games in the Squid Game. The show is Squid Game, but they have Squid Games.
Well,
don't
people
know.
are stupid. No,
I
I
haven't
got
watched
one.
it.
There's a guy I work with who every time, like, somebody gets a burger and they want no sauce on it. So you write no sauce. He writes it SAUSE every time. I've made fun of him hundreds of times for this. He still keeps spelling it wrong, and it's starting to bug me.
Well, now he's
So,
just
dude,
doing
I've-
it to do that.
No, he just can't spell.
I don't know.
No, he can't spell. Every time he has to specially write something in there, there's a misspell.
What word always gives you trouble? Go around the room.
I'm a good
Also-
speller.
I mean, I am too. I usually spell it right, but millennial always fucks with me. I'm like, I need 2 L's and 2 N's, but I always am like, I think it could just go with 1 L.
Nope.
Right, but it seems like it could go with just 1 L, but it's not. It's MILLENNI, whatever it is.
You know what one gets me? Actually, not science, but there's another I before E except after
MILLENIAL.
there's another I before E except after C word that I feel like I write fairly often.
Spelled it
and
wrong.
I can't remember what it is right now, but every time I write it, I'm gonna write again. I'm like, I can't remember what it is, but the putting the E before the I after a C and one specific word that I can't think of right now. It fucks me up.
Receiver.
Receipt.
It
I always
doesn't
get
always
it right.
apply. It doesn't always apply.
I always get
It's
it
a
right.
bullshit
but it
rule.
Fucks me up. It fucks me up as I write it.
I before E except after C, but when something neighborly way, and it's like, yeah, fuck you. That's not always accurate.
Yeah, I know it, but every time I write it, it's still it fucks me up.
All right. Well, let's move along from our not cools to some answers. Now, if you want to participate in this is my favorite portion of the show each week because we get to hear what you guys want us to answer. You send us your questions, hashtag PTG answers to @PassGradePod on Twitter. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat D, and Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. You can also email them to us, answers@PassGradePod.com. Although we do check Twitter first. I do think we have one email answer or answers question today, but we check Twitter way faster. So hashtag PTG answer, or hashtag PTG answers @PassGradePod on Twitter. This is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right. Our first answers question comes from our podcast son, Skylar Lester.
Skylar! Sorry, guys. Robert just zoomed in on his face and it really fucked me up. I was not ready for that.
I was looking at the sheet. I didn't even see it. That's funny as shit.
I was not ready for that. Okay.
All right. Skylar says, is at OMG at Skylar on Twitter. He says, should I be offended that my current boss sent an invite for a Thanksgiving luncheon a full week after I start my new job? Because, like, bro, I'm not going to be there anymore. Yes, you should be offended. He's saying, fuck you for leaving, Skylar. And he's trying to attack our son, and we don't attack my son.
No. And he said it's okay, though, because he's going to be making a lot more money. Here's the thing.
Yeah, just be like, how's it feel being
You
a
don't
four?
leave right
I don't
before
care.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah,
you don't leave right before Thanksgiving. Dude, you should know there's going to be free food in the office. You leave after Thanksgiving.
I think Christmas or Thanksgiving would be the best time to leave because you get like a fresh start at the next place and you get a little bit of extra time off usually.
Well, you hang around. You're not doing much the last couple of weeks anyway. Start your new job in the new year. Who starts a new job in November?
Skylar.
Oh my God, it's Skylar.
Man, he does.
It just seems like a weird time. Like, I mean,
yeah.
not really. They're like,
Not
okay,
really.
we want to hire you. Can you start? You're like, yeah, but like, give me a month and a half. That'd be super weird to say. maybe you should have just told your other job that you were going on vacation, so you weren't you didn't leave them yet. Still could get the Thanksgiving food, but then just be like, "Oh, I took a new job. I gotta leave."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you got to work the system, buddy.
That's a good question though. But I think that you should not be offended, but you can be. You have the right to be offended. But like, yo, you making that bank, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you what I tell everybody about being offended. You have the right to be offended. Doesn't mean anybody has to care or do anything about it.
And just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right either.
Yes. So you do you, boo-boo.
You're allowed to feel the way you want to feel, but that doesn't mean the way you feel is the right way to feel for everyone, is what I'm saying. Moving on.
Facts.
Alex O at Alex McThunder1 on Twitter says, "Can you daydream at night?"
100%. If you work the night shift, daydreaming isn't a time of day thing. It's just a general realization or generalization. What the hell was I trying to say there?
I don't
it's a
know.
generalization for just like kind of spacing off while you're awake, spacing out. What the hell is going on with my brain right now? I'm just fucking up every term. It's for spacing out while you're awake. Maybe you're at work. You're just kind of off in la la.
You're spacing out.
If you work the night shift, you can daydream at night.
I think you can too. Robert, do you agree with us on that?
Yeah, you can daydream. And
I mean, like, could there be another term for it? Like night dream can't be a term for it because night dreams are dreams. You know? So yeah, you can definitely daydream at night.
Yeah.
Great question, Alex.
I'll be back in 20 seconds. I got to grab my charger. The shit's about to die.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, we'll wait for him because I want him to be able to weigh on this because I think we got a doozy for our next one. It's an email question from our buddy Luke Soin, who I believe it's been a minute since he's hit us up on the email. So really excited for you guys to hear what Luke has to say. Robert, how have you been, buddy?
I have been good. This next question is good. I'm looking at it now. It's a pretty fire question, as the kids say.
Fire. Robert doesn't usually call things fire. So when Robert calls something fire, yeah, stay tuned. I like that. I like tease this like it's got a commercial to go to, but like it's like no, here we go. Right now, we're back. All right. Our question is from Luke Soin. He emails in and says, "Knapsack Thursday, basement microwave, and Hoover. Are those words to activate your sleeper agent or a bunch of emo bands that could have done better if they didn't choose those names?"
The only one that I think would be an emo name is maybe Knapsack Thursday. I don't know why. That seems like an emo band name. Not a good one. The other one, Basement Microwave and Hoover, those are definitely sleeper agent names, but I'll put Knapsack Tuesday or Thursday under. See, honestly, if it was Knapsack Tuesday right there, I feel like that's a better emo name than Thursday.
Well,
so Thursday is just not right.
Like, I feel like you throw a day in there, like Taking Back Sunday, and then Thursday, I think, was a band. So it's like, yeah, you just throw a random like day of the week in there. And then, I don't know, Knapsack Thursday seems tight. Basement Microwave, not so much.
I think Knapsack Tuesday is a better name, though, for an emo band. Because, like, Thursday, you're almost to the weekend. It's cool. Tuesday, God, you still got most of the week to go. That sucks. I'm emo about it.
But, like, is that the word to, like, that activates your sleeper agent? And then you're like, I'm going to go, like.
No, that's what I'm saying. That one is a band name. That one is a band name, just not a great one. That is a band name. The Basement Microwave and Hoover, 100% sleeper agent words.
No, I disagree.
Hoover's too common.
Basement Microwave, I would also say, is too common. Like, you have to think of like.
No. Well, see, here's the thing. Hoover might be common enough by itself, but added it like the sleeper agent words, it's always a string of words. So Hoover being one of them makes sense. It's not like you're just going to walk up to someone and be like, Hoover, and they're like, "Oh yes, comrade, where do I?"
Like Sammy Sassafras Sunday Morning would be a sleeper agent combination of words, where it's like something you wouldn't ever have anybody just say in a fucking conversation. Basement like Microwave
parking element Hoover.
If you lived in a basement, I'd be like, is that are we gonna use the kitchen microwave or the basement microwave? Then it's like, oh no, now
that's
you
what
went on
I'm
a
saying.
killing spree because your
It's
sleeper
part-
agent was
no,
just activated. Like
because
that's
it's
an accident.
part
That's
of-
a terrible one.
It's part of a string of words. Be like 47, reserved, element, Hoover, Apple, basement microwave, bam. All of those said together in that order do it. No, it's not just basement microwave is your one.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it has to be that's what I'm saying. Like Knapsack Tuesday is a band name.
Knapsack
It's a
Tuesday is
band
definitely
name,
a band name.
but those other two are activation words
Basement
within the code
microwave.
phrase.
Basement microwave
You gonna get there, bud?
is it's basement microwave is definitely
It's an activation word.
it's also a
But
band
it's
name,
in a string.
but a bad band name.
I don't see basement. No, you know me. I'm the king of going, oh, band name. I've been not really on it on Twitter as much lately, but it's still my thing. Basement microwave. No, not a band name.
What about,
about, like-
emo sleeper agent? That sounds like a cool band name already on its own.
Basement waterbed.
Basement waterbed, but you could also have a waterbed in a basement, and then that just like now you're a Russian spy for out
No,
of
'cause
nowhere
it
just
has-
because somebody's asking about your waterbed in your basement.
It's one of the activation words in the string of activation words. There has to be a string of them.
How do you get somebody like a sleeper agent word? I have so many questions from this question.
Oh, I mean, it takes a lot of mental training. Mental manipulation is actually more accurate.
I think you just give
I'm
them
gonna
like
say-
an Ambien or something like that.
So there's a documentary you should watch
that's
about
it.
it. It's called Captain America Winter Soldier. It'll answer some questions for you.
Okay, I'll go check out that documentary. It's 100% factual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I'm gonna go with their emo bands that could have done better if they didn't choose those names, just because that's what I want to lean towards.
I'm apple picking on each one of them. I've made my case. What about you, Robert?
As a whole, though,
No, I'm not doing it as a whole. I've told you, I'm
you
making
have
my
to
choice.
respect the exercise.
He doesn't say that they all have to be one or the other. He just asked each of them, which are they?
I'm gonna go with emo bands though. Knapsack Thursday is my favorite. I can imagine listening to a band called Knapsack Thursday.
I can go check out Knapsack Thursday.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like a
And I think
band name in a
Basement Microwave
movie
is
that
just
like,
a horrible name, and nobody's gonna name their band Hoover. Not an emo band.
oh, they're
Not an emo band.
Hoover would totally be a band name.
Are they Hoover and Schneef?
Just Hoover. It's just Hoover.
No.
That's all it is.
The more we say Hoover, it's making me think of She's All That when they put the pubes on the pizza and he's like, Hoover it. There's a little Freddie Prinze Jr. flashback for you guys.
All right, great question, Luke. Keep those coming. I really like that. That was a good one. What do you think outside the box, buddy? The box, excuse me. Josh Tree Caudle at Joshua Tree 713 has our next question, and he says, if you could merge two different animals to create an ultimate animal, which two would you choose?
I'm gonna go with approximately 8-year-old Pat here. And for an art project one time, I created the Monktopus.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
It's the upper body of a monkey, lower body of an octopus. It was a cool ass animal. Obviously, there should be a dog in there somewhere.
Dog, monkey, a donkey.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite animals. Combining the two of them together would be pretty crazy. Like
I
a
would
dog,
probably
but it
call
could use its hands and
I would probably
fetch.
call
Like
it
that's
a
awesome.
mog.
The dog could throw the ball back to you as well.
I would call it a mog.
A mog. Do you
Well,
like donkey or mog?
What if, donkey,
Robert.
See, here's the thing. I have family from the Northeast who just pronounce shit wrong. So they pronounce donkey as donkey. Oh, there's a donkey over there. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know, guys.
So I don't think that should fix it. Like that should.
That's why I'd go with mog. Also, are you predicting like the dog's head is actually just like a monkey, like out of the dog's neck is like the monkey's torso? I'm kind of picturing it's like a nuclear accident where the monkey riding the dog's back just got fused into his back. That's an amazing
it's
animal
like
to me.
It's a dog, but it's like it uses all fours, like it can use hands and stuff.
Oh, see, I'm picturing like a monkey that's just fused into the middle of a dog's back, and it always looks like he's riding him around. That's a
The
great
dog
animal.
is sick at climbing and grabbing stuff.
So basically, a monkey with a dog head is what you're picturing.
Yeah, but it's got like the dog fur.
That's
in
pretty
it.
sick too, though. That's a sick
Right?
animal.
You go play fetch with your dog, and you're really just playing catch with your dog at that point because your dog can throw it back because it's got hands.
You throw the frisbee into the tree, and he's like, "I got this, bro."
He climbs up and gets it. It's perfect.
Oh, I'm starting to fall
Rob,
in love
what
with
about
the
you?
mog.
What two animals would you merge?
I feel like there are already some out there that I kind of like the Sphinx. Is that lion and like falcon?
No,
The
you're
Sphinx
thinking of
is
like
a person and a lion.
Yeah, it's a lion with a person's head. I think you're thinking of a
There's like
griffin.
a centaur lion.
Robert's thinking of
would be
Robert's thinking of a
eagle.
griffin. It's got like an eagle's head with wings and a lion's body.
What about tiger? That's cool.
It's a real animal already, man. I want to get fucking weird with it. Obviously, you could always say cat dog. That was a show I loved.
An ostrich and a snake.
Nope, no snakes.
Ooh,
No snakes.
Ooh, that'd
No
be a
snakes.
wild looking combo though.
No snakes.
Would it be an ostrich body with just like instead of like the neck and the ostrich head, it's just got a snake head like slithering out like that? That'd be crazy.
So it just got a floppy snake head hanging off of the body instead of like the erect
No, but
ostrich head.
it's always like sticks up though. It's just like King Cobra style head.
Nope, no snakes.
That'd be wild.
No snakes.
A platypus and a beaver.
Ooh, a pleaver.
Oh, you like that beaver, huh?
Yep. That's a winner right there.
What about like a kangaroo?
And a koala.
Okay. So just like a koala head on top of a kangaroo's body.
The Aussie special.
No, a koala that can also jump.
So
Yeah.
basically just a bouncy koala. Basically, if a koala was Tigger, is what you're
That would
imagining.
be so cute. That would
A
be
caterpillar and a sloth. A butterfly.
Would it have
and
all
a
the
sloth.
caterpillar feet? A caterpillar and a butterfly. What about that? That's crazy.
Whoa. Basically, you get Metapod out of that one.
Oh, what?
Ah.
What about like a lion and a hawk?
And didn't Robert already like say that?
Oh,
We're
yeah,
basically
right.
You're basically back to the griffin right there.
No, I'm trying to see those badass animals together.
What about like a meerkat and a bunny?
That'd be really
Pokes
cute.
its heads up and then just walks away and then hunts the ever living shit out of something.
There's so many ideas, honestly.
I think we like the more we kept saying the worse.
Monkey
we got.
and dog.
Like the
Monkey and dog.
monctopus, the mog, those were great ones.
Rooster and a beaver, just because you could make sex jokes about it.
So there was one time in like junior high, my buddies came over to my house and we were playing NCAA video game. And of course, one of us took the Oregon State Beavers and one of us took the South Carolina Gamecocks. And we're just like, the Cocks are running it right up the middle of the Beavers. Laughing our asses off after every fucking play, making the same joke every couple of times. Oh man, the Cocks are really just beating the Beavers right now.
A cat, and a rooster. You could call them the pussy cocks. Name alone, that would be a funny one. But I think a monkey, dog, a donkey, or a mog would be the best.
It's a good animal. He's a good boy and
like,
good girls.
If your dog could throw the ball back to you with hands,
so just imagine
a game changer.
See, now I'm definitely picturing it. I still like the idea of the monkey just fused to the dog's back. That's adorable to me. But just like a dog head on a monkey body, so your dog could literally give you a hug. Aw.
Pretty great.
That's the ultimate animal. It's the mog.
Yeah, that's the one. It's the mog. It's the mog. Great question, Josh. Great question. And our final question of the week is from our girl, Kenya Valdez at Kenyatta Mandata. She says, why is a group of people at a restaurant called a party? It sounds cool to say party of 3 instead of group of 3.
Honestly, we'll call it like a 3 top,
3 top. That's cool.
4 top, 6 top.
9 top.
We don't really say party.
Well, if
I always felt like
if you're with a group of people hanging out, like it's
kind of a party.
That's kind of a party.
Yeah, I mean that's why, obviously, but
yeah, no,
I wish I had something funny to say.
Yeah, I definitely think just party sounds cooler than group is really what it comes down to. And that just makes me think of that Mitch Hedberg joke where he's like,
why else would you hang out with a group of people if it wasn't a party?
But Dufresne,
why would you want to see people?
He's like, sometimes they just skip through and they're like, nobody. What happened to the Dufresnes? Johnson, party of 3. What happened? Johnson, search party of 3. You can eat when you find the Dufresnes.
God damn it. I love Mitch. I miss Mitch. R.I.P. Mitch.
R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg. R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg.
If you guys have not listened to Mitch Hedberg, just go down a YouTube wormhole.
You're
going to be better for it.
You'll be loving it. That's all we got though. At Past Grade Pod, hashtag PTG Answers. If you'd like to submit any answers, questions going forward, we love you guys. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to podcasts. Go like our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like all the videos, comment on them, help us grow our YouTube channel. Share the videos, share the memes, share that stuff at Past Grade Pod on Twitter, Instagram, like our Facebook page as well. And back to the YouTube channel. Come on, keep fucking liking our YouTube channel. Share us with a friend. We love you guys.
Watch my face on Alex's nipples.
Yeah, we get a little risque on this show. Tell them that. Tell them we get a little risque, and we're an awesome pod. Just tell everybody that. And anybody else got anything?
That's it.
No. All right. Well, go Aaron Rodgers this weekend. Fuck him up.
Go Pack Go.
A-Raj. And we love you guys. Have a great rest of your week until we talk to you guys next time. Pass the gravy. Yeah. Bitches.
Need a boy who can cuddle with me all night. Keep me warm, love me long, be my sunlight. Tell me lies, we can argue, we